Yay!
Oh, I can't.
Hello.
It's to like lean down. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to tonight's session of All Fun and Dice. This is session 33 already. Fantastic. I don't believe we have anything that we need to talk about on the top of this episode, so we're going to jump straight into the recap. With the Simate time scavenger Ryan Suke rescued from the time distortion within the god Wazogoski, Lonan, Pippin, and Gray made their way back to the village on the anglerfish god's belly. Along the way, the trio got to know the other woman they rescued, a Githyanki named Griffa. They learned of her journey through the astral sea and her crash landing on the plane of air while on a mission from the scholarly Gith Association known as the Eclectic. Griffa inquired about the Underton's journey back to the Prime Material, and the group agreed to take her along. Meanwhile, in Chief Oshka's cabin, Bree and Nak were awoken with a terrible fishy potion taste in their mouth by an adorable Simate child. They took a tour of the village while being filled in on their current circumstances. They saw the Gift of Variety in its wrecked state being crawled over by Simate workers, fixing it as best as they can. Once the tour ended and led them back to the chief's home, our duo finally met Oshka, who was unfamiliarly very snippy and abrasive with Bree. On the chief's words, Bree and Nak assisted to bring their still unconscious friends to Gift of Variety to rest more comfortably, or so they were told. This was all revealed to be a trap, as Lonan, Gray, and Pippin discovered Oshka's faceless corpse, and the chief's imposter revealed herself to be the creepily jovial orangutan Simate from the dreaded pirate ship Void Star. A battle commenced as our Underton desperately tried to save their friends, and they managed to save a few, but sadly, Hueola, Econo, and most dreadful of all, Eerie, were taken aboard the ship.
The most dreadful number.
Poor Eerie.
Well,
the things we say when she's not here.
yeah. We're taken aboard the ship. We now tip up tonight's session in the village on the belly of Wazogoski. All of you are tired, standing around. A few corpses lay amongst the ruins of the battle. Lucky Mull and Naughty Mull, unconscious, still sleeping on the ground, as you guys see Void Star disappear above the horizon of the god's body.
So it's just like right where we're playing, right where we left off?
Yep, 100%.
Oh no. Eerie!
Pretty much.
Guys,
we have to get them back.
the ship is broken. We can't catch them. The ship needs to be fixed.
Why aren't the repairs done?
They can't build a ship in a day.
We were gone longer than that.
I think we were. I don't know. Loaded, what do we do?
Well, I tried to kill that lady with that, pulling the arrow out of her.
Yeah, how do we get
sort of
Eerie?
indestructible. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the same way of...
Is anybody hurt? I have a healing potion.
I'm kind of hurt, but I can probably take care of myself.
No, drink this.
Pippin, that flying potion you have, does that help at all with getting towards a ship? I know that kind of...
You don't fly very fast. It's slower than walking. And I only have one flying potion.
Wait a minute.
no.
Isn't... I forget her name. The one we found earlier, the green lady. Remember she said that she could fly a ship if we gave her a ship. Could she help us catch up?
Her name is Griffa.
Yeah, Griffa.
But we would need a ship.
Can't we just ask this massive god to fly
The
in that
god,
direction?
it's not really a god. It's just a
Yeah.
giant anglerfish. They're not. It's not a real god.
I don't think
anyway, it's giant and it can move.
I don't know if it communes with us though.
Yeah, I don't know if they talk to it. They're kind of like they're like parasites who follow it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I tried to communicate with it, I stabbed it in an eye, and
I
it didn't
remember.
like that.
I remember that.
I
And
don't
then you
know if
guys
that's
all
how
went
you
to sleep.
communicate with
Yeah,
them.
and then I had a horrible.
Well, that's how I communicate with things.
Okay, but I'm laughing because I'm panicked. Our friends are kidnapped.
I think the longer we wait here, the worse it's going to be.
Are there any other ships on
The island or the town?
this little spot?
During your tour around by the Simate child, you noticed that there weren't any other docked. You saw some like small-looking dinghies.
Yeah, that we took to the mouth.
Yep, with propellers on them.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those around, but you didn't see anything larger than that. Those were only big enough to hold maybe a dozen people at the largest, and the smaller ones could only hold 2.
Okay.
So we like went down to where our ship was docked though, and that's why.
You guys are actually like right next to Gift of Variety.
Okay, so
What?
I believe why don't we just go to our ship and find out who's left behind, and
We know who's left behind.
then we need to. I mean, who can man the ship at this point? Then
None of us.
we can't even attempt to.
We
Well,
don't know how to fly a ship.
And even looking at Gift of Variety, Mac and Bree, you guys have seen this a bit more personally earlier in the time. You see that Gift of Variety does not have a fully built hull at this point.
Yeah, it's like in construction.
There's like a shell of the base. A lot of the balloons that you are familiar with on the sides are popped and look like they're being sewn up on deck currently. It does not look like it's in flying state.
Where's Rio and Griffa?
Yeah, where's
Why didn't they
Griffa
help
then?
us?
I don't know where I think
They were with us when we found the body.
That was the last place we saw them.
Then we ran. I think they stayed at the chief's tent or the mayor. I don't know what the titles are here.
And who's in charge around here now?
Well, they killed the lady in charge. Remember that horrible?
Yeah, I know.
Was wearing her face.
I did
You
a
didn't
check
see
on her
that.
body.
Oh, well, she didn't have a face in
Yeah.
the tent.
I concluded that she was dead.
Perhaps we can go back to town and find somebody that can man a ship. Then
Is there anybody around us?
Well, I mean, we definitely do need to find somebody to help fly the ship, but more importantly, we need the ship to be able to fly. And it doesn't look like it's going to right now. So
there's nothing we can do. Right
We
now.
should go back to town.
We're in town, aren't we?
We're at the dock.
we're at the dock. Yeah.
Is there anyone around?
Well, the town is the whole platform that it's on.
Ah.
So the town ends and you're like at the edge where the ship is. So like the people, you guys didn't see this, the 3 of you, but Bree and Nak, you guys saw that the people, the pirates came out of houses. And looking around, you can see a bit distant past those ones. Those ones appear to be empty. But you can see people kind of like looking out and like keeping an eye there. And as always, they're keeping their distance from you guys. They have been pretty distant the whole trip, other than the few that you've communicated with.
So sorry, I don't see these people peeking out at us.
No, yeah, you guys all see this. Yeah,
I'm gonna go approach one of these whoever they are and see if they're able to help. Does anybody want to come with me? Perhaps Bree, would you like to come?
I'll come.
Bree's good at talking.
So me and Bree are gonna walk up to whoever first we can see. I guess that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you guys can walk up to the Simates. It's a smaller, thinner looking, again, white faced, silvery furred, gorilla looking man, and they appear to be tending to some sort of large fungus that's growing down from the god's body.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello.
Sorry to bother you on such. I'm just kind of curious. Do you know of any place around here that possibly could help us repair our ship or get our ship active?
Well, there's already so many of the laborers already working on the ship.
Yes, you see, we're kind of in an emergency here, and we need to kind of take off as quick as possible.
Oh, well, they can only do so much. They're working as fast as they can. We don't normally repair ships here.
Right. Is there any captains, perhaps, that... I know you mentioned all the laborers are doing their thing. Is there any captains around town here that might have previously manned a ship?
We don't fly very much here. Do you need to go back to Wezo Koski? I'm sure Oshka could help you deal with that.
Maybe we will after we try some other options. Thank you for offering, though. I appreciate that. I see there's some kind of small floating contraptions around.
Oh, yeah, yes, our boats.
Would we be able to borrow one?
Or perhaps two.
Oh, I'm sure if need be, someone could manage to get you one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back and talk to everybody first, because I don't think that he's going to be able to help us anymore.
Okay.
Right now.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Oh, of course, if you need anything to eat, just stop by. I have a new harvest of glow shrooms here.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Thank you.
Do you think we should try to... Are we going to be attempting to drive these ourselves, then?
Well, I can't say this because I don't know it. let's just go back to the group for a minute and just kind of reconvene.
Okay, very well. So, walk back to the
Yeah.
group.
So as I was saying, none of us know how to fly any ships.
No, I feel like we should go back to the governor's house.
The governor? I don't remember her
The
rank.
chief.
The chief's house.
The
Was there
Yeah.
anybody else there? Because
We
Those
left
that-
two people that were pretty important
that
there.
we saved. Yeah, let's go.
oh,
Why don't we talk there? We're all a little banged up.
Yeah.
I agree.
What did that fluid do that I drank?
It healed you 2d4 plus 5 health.
You say it like that too.
to be precise.
Yeah.
if I had to put it into numbers.
I've done the calculations.
Yeah.
9 health.
Ooh,
Nice.
wow, that's actually pretty good.
Just curious, by the way, Knack. We mentioned that the whole whatever's broken with the ship. Can you mend something like that? Or, I know that you're good with trinket or whatever. I don't know exactly what you do, but
I'm good.
How condescending. I heard you're good with trinkets.
I mean that's a big area. I can try, but
I guess once again that doesn't help because we don't.
Are
can't
there
even...
are there
We
still
can't
people
fly yet.
working on the ship after
Um,
all of this happened, or like what's that scenario looking like?
You saw that you definitely had noticed that by the end of the battle, they had been looking at some of them kind of like were looking shocked, but it was more that they were looking scared. And now that everything's kind of passed and they saw the ship fly away and they saw you guys kind of, some of you walked away, they were just like,
Back to work.
Do you guys think
This is
if
the
we
day.
if we wake up Lucky Mao and Nani Mao, they can help assist flying the ship?
I don't know if
They
we have
def-
any more of that slop.
Well, we can try to make more. I don't know.
Why don't we discuss this with some people who know a little bit more,
Yeah.
like those two ladies,
Yeah, I agree.
Griffa and the
Ryu.
Ryu.
Knack, maybe you should stay back with the people building the ship.
okay.
Do you
And
think
help-
that Nat can help it like within a couple hours? Like, can
No.
you? I don't think you can fix it that fast.
Nope.
Knack, you know that you don't know how construction. You don't really know how to build shipbuilding.
Yeah, you're
It's
like
not
a
something you're trained
blacksmith.
in. You haven't been like that you don't have a lot of like experience with ships, in general. The most has your time with on Willowa's ship, and maybe a time previous, but you know that and even with your godly skills, you wouldn't be able to like quickly repair the hull. You might be able to make them more supplies, but you know that you wouldn't really be able to, like practically help them build the ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways that I could help, but I mean, I don't know if it'll make much of a difference.
Yeah, I can help in ways too, but I don't know how much that will help us right now. We don't have
Okay.
we
Well,
don't have a sailor.
let's do what you said and go back to talking to these two
Yeah.
people that you saved.
Yeah, we saved. Oh yeah, you guys weren't there. Sorry.
No.
I just always assume that you're behind me.
Yeah, you
Yes.
left us for dead.
We went to save you. Actually, we were doing this
Yeah.
to save you.
You left me.
So who are
just
these
like
people?
You left. my
Okay,
pup.
so let me fill you in whilst we walk.
Yes, let's walk and
So
talk.
basically, the sort of premise is that this giant anglerfish swallowed us, and then inside its body it was like this weird magical place where we were put through these time loops, and it was digesting us that way. And then we got out and we found out that there was a tribe of humanoid monkeys who lived underneath. That's where we're on right now. We're on this little contraption that's like strapped to the bottom of this giant fish.
Right.
And the humanoid monkeys were like, hey, we have like a seeker or something who goes inside the giant anglerfish and like harvests stuff, but she hasn't come back yet. Can you go and get her for us?
Mhm.
And we'll work on waking your friends up. We went and got her and found some other lady, brought both of them back. You guys were up. Turns out the pirates came and took Erie and the rest of two other people, Akano and Huela.
Yes.
Is
Wow,
that right?
this is a really detailed description of the two people that I wanted to know more about.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you literally started at the beginning where you know that.
Yeah.
And glossed over your question and then described
Yeah.
the rest.
That was
So
really good.
first we came to the plane of air.
I was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry guys, I love to explain.
Well, we're here now, so.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just meet them.
We've
Yeah.
been standing outside. I'm like, hold on, let me finish.
So you guys are now at very distinctly, as I described it many times, the only 2-story building in the village.
Wait, there's 2 stories?
Wait, even upstairs?
You guys walk in, and as soon as you walk in through the curtained doorway, you can actually see sitting at the large, almost like strategic table. Like it looks like a map or other like big important matters would be had here. You can see another very tall Simate woman that you aren't familiar with, but you all know as Ryu and Suke. She is very scarred. She has a large, like buster type sword on her back, very rusted. And Gray, Lonan, and Pippin, roll a perception check for me. There's also another woman, and you guys distinctly can tell that this. Actually, never mind. Bree and Nak, you guys are very. This is a very interesting looking person, unlike anyone you've ever seen before. They are very tall and lithe, with green flecked, molted, almost kind of skin, and they have bright yellow eyes, and they look almost they're humanoid, but they distinctly don't look like any race you've ever seen before between the two of you. And she, it looks like she's distinctly like rubbing this large gorilla woman's back, as Ryuin appears to be like crying. And you recognize the tall woman as Griffa. Perceptions?
17.
1.
3.
Okay, Gray, you're the only one who noticed this. Griffa and Ryuin look distinctly older than when you had left them. There's a collection of crow's feet on beside Griffa's eyes, and you can see streaks of silvery white in her before very like plain purpley hair, and like distinct like grays. It looks like that has matured over the course of years, possibly. And you can see with Ryu, and you can see that her skin appears to be almost not like saggy, but it looks more wrinkled to the fat point. Like, you know how like an old monkey looks? Yeah, like very wrinkled, older skin. And her hands look even more gnarled. Her fur looks the same, but maybe a little bit less lustrous than before. But you notice this distinctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, the pirates attacked the town.
Sorry, this is Ryuin looking up from her hands. I'm sorry, I don't know what you talk about. Pirates.
Yes.
Is that who did this to Oshka?
Yes, Blue Bolt, the notorious Loxogith pirate.
I have no idea what a blue bolt is.
Lonan, why don't you take over?
I don't think we have time to really explain. You see, I appreciate any help that you can have at this point, because we need to go. The more that we talk and the more that we stay here, the further our friends are going to be going away. You see,
I don't know what you want us to do. We don't leave here.
you won't leave.
We
Is it?
can't. Your ship is broken. What else do we have?
You see, we were offered some boats, perhaps. I mean, smaller boats than what we
Do you
have right
mean-
now.
You mean the boats that we used to travel to Wazogoski's mouth and inside?
Yes.
And what do you plan on doing with them?
Chasing down the pirates.
There seems to be no other way, from what we can tell.
You realize that you have to manually row those.
Look at my
And they're only about this. They only fit like 6 to 8 of us max, and their largest size. How much food do you want us to provide for you so you can leave?
That ship was moving really fast.
So what are our options at this point then? If our friends are caught on a ship that's sailing away and we're stuck on this island with no ship,
I don't know. I have to worry about my village at this point.
So,
Oshka's dead. If you hadn't noticed,
we noticed. I found her. Grizzly sight.
Fairy.
Can
Could you
I
at least-
inspect the body?
Yeah. If you want to just walk upstairs, that's fine.
Sure, sorry.
They're kind of distracted. 100%, you can do that. Do you at least know what happened to her face?
And yeah, someone removed it with a knife.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
I think it's on the docks. Is it on the docks?
Pippin didn't notice that.
Well,
Pippin
not
Would
didn't
I have
see
noticed
Yeah,
a
you
face
would-
on the ground?
You rolled really
I
bad.
thought it was a banana peel. I fell.
You were pretty distracted by the rest of everything happening.
Yeah, like all of the fighting.
Yeah.
It's like
You can make the
Mario
connection if you would like.
Was
you
it left on the ground though, or? did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
take it with
yeah.
her?
You kind of just like tossed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it's still at the dock right now.
Oh, do you mean where your ship is?
Yes.
Okay.
we were kind of taken by surprise. I actually didn't. I had never met anybody before. I just woke up, and Oshka, she wasn't obviously herself, and I didn't know her prior to, so I didn't know this. But she kind of tricked us. The person pretending to be her tricked us to bringing our friends down to our ship because she said that we should start sleeping there, and. Unfortunately, she was not herself and was a part of a pirate crew that took our friends. And I'm so sorry about your chief.
It's okay.
It's tragic.
It's been a long time since I saw her before I left, or before I got trapped. If you would excuse me, I'm gonna go retrieve her face.
Do you want somebody to go with you?
I can go with you.
No, I think I need to do this alone.
Okay.
Griffith, stay here with them. And the taller, very lithe woman will nod.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
What a...
Ezra will walk out.
Horrible situation.
I'm Bree, by the way.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Griffa.
Griffa, nice to meet you. Not the greatest circumstances, obviously.
Well, I'm just happy to be out of there. Are you part of some of their friends, I imagine?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's an Underton.
Yes, I forgot that was the name you've told me. And you are aboard the ship as well?
Yes, I
This
was.
is good. I believe we are still going to be leaving.
The ship is still under repair right now. Unfortunately, it's not fastest going, and I don't know much about ships. Or any of the crew, really, any of my crew members, except for the two that are right now, unfortunately, still sleeping. Do you know anything about that potion that they gave us to wake us up?
I'm going to be honest, I don't really know anything about this culture. I knew the Simates of the plane of air.
You're not part of this group, obviously.
Oh, no, I'm not from around here at all.
I'd be interested. I could always teach you a lesson on their strange cultures if you're interested. I've been studying them since we've been here.
Oh, well, maybe we can speak on this later. I would be very interested to hear about
Yes,
that.
I have
second
notes.
boss.
All sorts of...
Yes.
I think we have more pressing matters to attend to. And I know that I'm being kind of adamant about this, but I think the longer we let Erie and them drift away, it's going to get even more hard to catch up.
I'm sorry to say, Lonan, but I don't think you have any way off of this god.
I know,
right
that's
now.
the problem. We need to figure something out.
Well,
I guess...
Do you know anything about ships?
oh, yes, I flew here myself. As your friends know, I guess I should tell you, I got stranded here from the Astral Sea. I
Oh,
was headed for the plane of Earth, but...
so you obviously don't have your ship anymore.
Oh, it got destroyed by an aboleth.
Well,
And it's currently being destroyed by an aboleth, and probably will be for some time.
now, can you sail a sky ship? Or
I'm
only a water
I
ship?
have studied many different types of sailing. I should be prepared. I was going to study some mud sailing on the plane of Earth, but that's not happening now. So I'm sure I could figure something out.
So what you're saying is if we get the ship fixed, you are more than willing to take care of it for us.
You spoke that there was some other people from your group that are still here. Do they know anything about the ship?
They were the ones that were part of the actual crew that
then
manned the ship.
If I speak with them, I'm sure we could figure something out.
So we just
They're
have to get them
asleep then.
awake.
Yeah.
Great, we have a pilot.
Okay.
Hey, where's Knack?
Speaking of,
Is that
Knack.
the ship?
So Knack, you went upstairs, and on the second floor, as you are familiar, it's like a little bedroom with an alchemy table that is still bubbling and like dripping little bits of potion into chunkily dropping the potion into a little vial. And you can walk over to where Oshka's body is still laying, but now you can see that there is distinctly like a variety of like furs and tapestries laid over top of it just to hide the body.
Sorry, the potion. Do I recognize that?
Oh, it's just a distinct fishy brown.
Does it look like there is a serving?
No, it looks
He's
like very little. You aren't really familiar because when you woke up, the small child already had used all the potion on
Yes.
you. But you can tell it's only about like 3 centimeters worth of potion in a not very large vial. You're not sure if it's enough, but you can see that it is distinctly still brewing. So
Okay. Pippin.
Yeah?
There's some of the potion, or anyway, yeah.
Oh my god, look at this alchemy supplies. This is not how I would keep a lab. This is not right. They call this a Bunsen burner. Okay, let me take a look.
It's actually
Right,
called
yes,
the
well,
Faustian
do
burner.
your thing.
All right.
And then I'm gonna go over and look at.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at it.
Yeah, so as you lift up the furs and
Yes,
tapestries,
yeah.
so as you lift them up, you can see, again, you've seen it before, nothing new. It is the cold, lifeless body of Oshka, seemingly unharmed other than the complete removal of her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long has Heather been dead for?
How long? You can roll a medicine check to see.
2.
2. So you're very unfamiliar. You would guess less than a day in like Kaderth time.
Mm-hmm.
So like back at your home plains time. But you can't really tell. You're not really used to looking over Simates at all. You haven't really you've spent a lot of time with Econo and his family, but you haven't done a lot of medical work on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pepin.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound kind of funny, but do you think there might be a reason for us to maybe speak to Oshka?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I might. I mean, not today, but maybe after a rest I could do it. But
You can talk to dead people?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
but I don't know. I was just thinking that I don't know.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
We seem kind of stuck, and maybe if Oshka was the chief, then I don't know. They might have some information that.
Yeah, I think
don't.
we should collect as much data as possible.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, I need to sleep then.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna dip my finger and taste the potion.
It is horribly fishy.
Can I identify what it does?
You've had this potion used on you before, so yeah, roll me a Arcana check. Yeah, Arcana.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay, just beside the body. Why don't you just wait a second? Why don't we all rest together? This isn't even our house.
I got pretty beat up though. I know you healed
Do
me
you want
too,
another potion?
Well, no, we can just sleep now.
Here, this isn't our house, man.
Well, you were staying here before, right?
No.
Didn't I wake up downstairs?
They were
You
storing your body here, your
Oh.
unconscious, stunned body.
Okay.
Okay. I know you're tired. Just 1 second.
Okay,
Okay.
you look at the potion.
You're just tasting it, so you're not using supplies to identify it. So just normal.
16.
16. You can tell that this is some sort of special brew, probably made of the body of Wazogoski themselves. That is used to nullify effects of their celestial magics.
So that's all. Okay.
Yep.
So basically, this potion just wakes you up if the big anglerfish mind blasts you and knocks you unconscious. If you drink this, it'll wake you up. So we're definitely gonna need some to wake up the rest of the crew, and we're probably gonna want to bring a bottle to wake up Eerie.
So,
Speaking of which,
yeah.
can't you send long distance divine messages?
Yeah, I can do that too.
Why don't you try messaging Eerie tomorrow? She might be awake.
I mean,
They could wake her up. Or
I can try now, maybe. 1 second. Yes, I can try now.
okay. Should I get the others?
Yeah, we can go downstairs.
Alright.
I mean, we have to wait for the potion, so I think this is where we're gonna sleep.
Oh, okay. Hey guys.
We can sleep downstairs, not next to the body.
Well, I just called them up here. Nah.
Do you guys start going upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no, stay in the stairs.
Well,
Are we going upstairs or downstairs?
Wow.
Okay, guys, do you want to go upstairs or downstairs?
Isn't the body
Yeah,
upstairs?
I don't think that we want to
Yeah.
be sleeping here. I don't even think
I
I
think-
feel like sleeping at this moment.
I'm not really tired, but Knack is just... He's getting really, aggressive about how he wants to go to sleep.
Is he delusional?
See.
No, he's
Okay,
just being Knack.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
perhaps come downstairs because I don't know if it's quite appropriate.
All right, we're all gonna
for
go.
us
We're all
to
just
sleep
standing
next
in the
to dead
stairwell
body.
right now. Okay, downstairs, everybody.
Yes.
Did you find anything out up there?
Oh, sorry. I thought Knack was gonna describe it. Knack.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Knack here. I love to mansplain. Do you want me to explain it for you, Knack?
No.
Okay.
If it's anything like the story earlier. No.
So we came to the plane of air.
Where do I begin?
Well, so I had the idea of trying to communicate with Ashka.
What?
With the
With
dead
the-
person.
How is you?
She's missing a face.
Yeah.
Explain your
Magic.
Magic. Just,
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Does it require some sort of spell? Or...
So are you gonna do that now?
Well,
or-
I have to rest first.
Wait a minute.
That explains why he was so aggressively asking to rest.
Oh.
Knack, are you
All
able
right.
are you able to communicate to anybody?
What do you mean?
And mean anybody, like that's dead.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
also
much,
interested
yeah.
in that. I might have someone.
Kind of.
Who is your god, Knack?
Who says that?
Griffa. There's only one other person in the room.
Who said that?
Oshka's just coming down. This is Griffa speaking. Yeah.
Bologna.
I immediately rush towards Knack and I'm shaking and I'm holding him by the thing. Knack, you realize you can clear me of my, and then I'm trying to think of like if I'm actually innocent or not, like because I'm kind of like a mixed
It's in a
up.
weird place, yeah.
Yeah, you can clear me my name and I can return home. Do you understand this?
What?
You can speak to the dead, which means you can speak to the king.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, where's the king's body? We'd have to go to the body.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't been there in years.
Roll me a history check, Lonan.
Oh my, this is insane.
No.
It was a sea.
Are you saying you need the body
11.
to speak to the dead?
Pause.
I believe so. Yeah. Hang on. Let me verify this because I didn't.
Lonan, you know, because you had lived in Kadarth for your whole life, and you especially lived with the royalty for a large portion of that. You know that in each of the main Bonds family's cities, they have a large cathedral that houses a mausoleum. And you would know that Merchant King Elia's body would lay to rest in Mandragora, which is the home city of the Dragora family.
Yes,
Which-
I do need the body.
So, are you saying that if we go and find this dead king's body, you could talk to her and we could clear Lonan?
Well, I mean,
I know exactly, not exactly, but I believe I might know some sort of area that the body might be buried in.
Would we need like a mediator to be there to
Yeah.
hear the answers?
I don't think it's enough that we say it because I'm
Yeah.
sure you already have said that.
Unless we have a recording device.
That is
Also,
a
I'm not-
super good idea.
I'm not quite sure what happened with all that. We never really discussed it.
Yeah.
To
Or
be
at
honest,
least
I've
I
never
didn't
really
care.
heard of it.
Yeah, Lonan. Yeah, since you're a member of the team now,
Oh.
Lonan assassinated the king.
Roll me a history check. Roll with advantage because you are a bard.
Yeah, I think you all learned this when I was off with Laura.
I reckon. Yeah.
So I'm not.
20, not natural.
20 not natural.
Okay.
Bree, you know all the lyrics to The Bane of Blue, which is a very iconic piece of literature and song that is performed by a specific group of bards that have been hosting a festival known as the Sea of Stars that talks about the death of Merchant King Elia, and they talk about the Bane of Blue, and you make the connection to
Blue
Lonan
band.
that killed her. The wolf-like Bane of Blue.
I'm gonna like take a step back.
No, it's okay.
Interesting.
It's okay. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's in.
Well, I've known him for a little while now, so I kind of can say yes, he is a good guy, but I don't understand why nobody's told me this before.
Oh, well,
Well.
it's kind of been a really intense couple of days.
It's been like
Well-
at least weeks
It-
that you
it's
guys have
also-
been together.
yeah,
It's
been
also
long.
a different plane. I
You
don't
know,
know.
there's no day or night here. It's
Yeah.
hard to keep track of.
I guess I
time.
shouldn't be so concerned about this right now. I think it's more pressing matters,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because I like I said, I'm not 100% sure what happened with all that.
yes,
I heard-
neither am I.
Am I the
honestly.
only one curious to see how the pirates found this place?
Right.
Like,
Well, yes.
how did they know?
They probably followed us.
Were they tipped off?
Maybe.
Couldn't we cause a cycle again to repeat? And would that?
I mean, we're not in it.
I'm just
It's like-
thinking. Oh yeah, we're not inside the cycle right now.
We're not inside the giant
I mean,
fish.
If the pirates could find us in this god, why couldn't the army find us?
I don't know. Maybe the pirates have some means of tracking us that the army doesn't.
Or maybe they've met Oshka before?
They might have. Oshka might have sold us out. We don't know. We can ask her tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
What if we do with her
what
dead
Knack?
body?
What I
It's
wanted.
upstairs.
What I wanted Knack to tell you guys was that he can magically communicate with people over long distances.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Should you check on Erie then?
He could check on Erie if she's
Sure.
conscious.
I can only send a very short message though. So.
Ask Akana where the keys are.
Ronan, you get inspiration for that show. Some funny photo of inspiration. on
Yeah.
your
Oh, he
page.
actually gives it.
Yeah. That was really
That was
funny.
really Oh my goodness.
He actually has them.
So
So-
there's inspiration.
What?
Oh, okay.
Put it in
That
pencil.
was so funny.
What?
Here.
What should I say to Erie or try to say?
Are you awake?
What do you see? Where are you? Can you send the spell multiple times?
Probably not all at once.
I mean, I could probably do it a few times today.
Another idea that I had while you guys were talking about Lonan's tragic backstory was you could try messaging Blue Bolt, the captain of the pirate ship, and we could
Taunton?
try to maybe try to get some sort of inkling of what they want or where they're headed. Like, why did they even take Erie? What do they want with her?
So
Why didn't they
to-
just kill her?
They want to use her as like a slave, I think.
you want me to send a message to Blue Bolt's like brain
to Blue Bolt, yeah.
and just say, "Hey, where are you going?"
Say,
I don't think this is
well,
a good
okay,
idea.
so this is my idea is that by messaging him and based on his response, we might learn some things we didn't already know.
But Pippin,
Like where they're headed, what they want.
it almost seemed like they didn't care who they got. They just wanted us.
Why?
Well,
Because
what
they
else
want
would they do? They're pirates.
They want Nax and I's magic, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think
That
they
wasn't-
wanted.
I think that
wasn't-
was a different colony.
That wasn't Blue Bolt, that was the people from Port Crayburn.
Oh yeah,
Fort
that's
Crayburn.
true.
That
Well-
is true. Yeah.
I think the pirates would want money.
The pirates
How would you get money?
The pirates were the people who were attacking that flying farm and trying to steal their animals.
I think
Mhm.
they wanted to use us
Oh.
as like slaves of some kind.
I don't know what they want, but if we find out, that could give us some inkling to where they're headed or what they're gonna do.
I think it's safe to say that they're not going back to their that
Or
colony place.
or here's an even better idea. This might be a little too 4D chess for us, but maybe we could be like, "Hey, Blue Bolt, meet us at the Tower of Rest and we'll settle this." And then we could defeat him, get Erie, and hop back into the material plane.
And why would he listen to you?
I don't know. He seems really prideful and aggressive. It's just an idea.
Do we have anything that we could like pose some kind of trade?
I feel like we would need leverage, yes.
Yeah, like some kind of trade.
like we'll trade Lonan for Erie.
We'll trade
you
like that book that you stole.
something
Oh
juicier
no,
for something.
no! I can't trade that. Speaking of which, I kind of want to look at that. Maybe we should go to sleep, like Nax said.
Well, hang on now. We talked about doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And have not done any of them. So, I can message Erie, but what should I say? And I can probably do it a couple of times. So I mean, I could try to message Blue Bolt, but
I don't think that we should yet.
I think that yeah, I agree. I think that if we're gonna say meet us here and let's settle this, we should be there first and get a lay of the land and possibly.
That's it.
set
I
up a
agree
trap.
with that.
Yeah. Okay. So what should I say to Erie?
Say, what do you see around you? What information can you tell us?
How about start with are you safe?
She's not
Okay.
safe. She's captured by pirates. Greg.
Well, if she's hurt, wounded, stabbed,
We
still
can't-
asleep, If she's still asleep, then how are we going to communicate with her?
I do agree with Gray on this one. I think we should find out her status to make sure she's okay.
What are we gonna do if she's not?
But if she's sleeping
If she's
in the
sleeping,
same
we're probably
stat,
not going to get
Worry
an
even
answer.
we'll just get the ringtone and that's it.
Hi. If you're hearing this, I'm not able to answer the message.
You've reached ears.
Hey.
Are you okay?
Alright, settle down.
That's like, I'm on the phone, children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will cast Sending.
Okay. So you reach your thoughts into the aether of this plane of air and send out your thought message. And what does it say?
Are you okay?
That's it.
I was picturing it like way more intense.
No. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I want to hear the emotion.
Are you okay?
BB.
What?
Did you put your name on the
What are
top
your
of the flag?
surroundings? Keep response short.
Okay, so you're within your limit there.
Yeah.
So you can tell that the message on your side, you didn't go over, you didn't get cut off. But as you know about sending back, you don't know if it gets received unless there's a response. And a moment goes by, another, and it's radio silence.
Ooh.
You don't hear anything back.
So, anything?
Nope.
Ooh.
Well,
So, that means two things. Either, well, I mean, I guess maybe three. She's dead, she's unconscious, or she's no longer on this plane and it failed.
Probably the unconscious one.
I think so
I'm
too.
thinking that one.
Yeah.
I
think
hope
let's
so.
hope that one.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
just,
if they
I'm just
can,
saying for clarity, but
if they can travel planes, then
Well, it makes sense that
She's
she's
crazy.
alive, right? Why would they take her alive?
yeah.
I'm sorry, are these pirates? Who are these? Like, what race are these pirates? Are they
not
Gith?
so gift.
There's a
Oh,
there's
they're
a
not.
mix.
They're
There's
not changing. I don't think they're.
I don't think
transported to
so.
the
I don't know.
planes.
They're multi-racial pirate ship.
Oh, I was worried they were planar pirates.
Is that a
Those are-
thing?
Well, of course.
That's what you are, right?
Oh no, I'm a scholar.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, traveling the astral sea. Are there pirates in there?
Pirates? Oh, well, they're not. They don't actively go to the astral sea. That's just where they're based in. Just like my association.
All right, so we've learned that Eerie is still unconscious. Do we want to go to sleep, or
Can
do
we?
Well,
we have
I
any
think-
idea how long? Sorry, Griffith. Do you know how long it would take them to fix our ship?
Oh well,
You seem
I,
like you know a lot
I
about
haven't
ship.
seen the ship at all.
I think we should ask Rio for that information.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are asking lots of them. You realize that this is like a hermetic village. And they have very little communication with the outside. Anything past.
No, we're wondering how long it's going to take them to fix our ship so we can devise a plan.
And
Oh.
hypothetically, even if we go to speak to him, and he says nothing in return, the
What?
captain, I'm referring to Blue Boats. I mean, how could we even catch up if they're continuously going away? Would it
I
just
think
be an
at this
endless
point-
chase?
I don't think that we can catch up right now because our
Yeah.
ship isn't ready.
No.
The only other alternative is maybe asking the god.
Yeah, I thought
whatever
of
the
that
god's
too.
name is.
Maybe Ashka has. That's why I
An
wanted to talk
option?
to. Pardon?
Is that an option? Can we?
Well,
talk
one
to
of the
god?
villagers said that we could ask the god for help.
Oh.
But I believe we would have to go back inside because they said that's what I don't really understand it that much. But the villager said something about, well, you could go inside and ask.
That might be dangerous just because I know when we were inside the giant anglerfish god, time was all goofy, and we were in there for a lot longer than we thought we were.
Yeah. And Griffith, I think you've been in there a lot longer than you think.
I've been in there for quite a while.
Oh
You've
yeah.
aged a bit.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you look like quite the spinster
Oh,
now.
But if we prepared ourselves, I
and you
think we
guys
could
didn't
possibly
get
make
out
it
of
work.
there scot-free either.
Well, I might be able to talk to the god too.
Why don't we do this? I believe that's probably that's kind of what I believe is going to be our best option at this point. I don't think speaking directly to Blue Bolt's going to get us anywhere. It's not like
Not yet, anyway.
it's not
Yeah.
like we owe him, or we have something of his that he needs.
I think we shouldn't even put the idea that we're coming after him in his head yet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to sleep and then in
We
8
should
hours.
all go to sleep.
Yes, we need to stay vigilant, and we need to give.
I'll stay
the-
awake.
Are we sleeping
you all
here
go
in
to
this
sleep.
house?
Yeah, where do we sleep?
I say.
Oh, I don't
everyone-
know. I'm not from here.
Do they have an inn?
I'm just gonna go where I
No.
woke up.
So
You're
I
standing
just,
in it.
I
You're
just
standing at the
say
same
everyone
spot.
I'm
just
going to
like stay here because the ship isn't ready for us to sleep in because there's people working in it. So just
yeah, it
stay
would be
here.
noisy.
Don't go
See-
upstairs. Be respectful of, the
Hey, good night.
We're
person.
Locky Mel and Naughty Mel's body.
You guys just left them.
Can I go back and get the bodies?
Yes,
Oh.
you can, and you're
I'm gonna
strong enough
summon my
that you.
steed.
Yeah, I was like, there's no
I'm
issue,
gonna-
especially with
I'm
vigilance.
gonna go with you,
Okay.
and when we're there, we don't have to roleplay, but I want to ask the people working on the ship how long they think it'll take.
You can ride on Vigilant too.
We don't normally fix the ships. Normally, we're the crew that disassemble the ones coming out. Do quite a few cycles, I'd say. At least a dozen.
At least a dozen cycles. Here, let me translate that into.
You have no idea how long a cycle is.
Oh.
You have no context.
Damn. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
cycles are a scary thing.
okay. Well, we'll just head back then with the bodies.
Yeah.
Bog.
The bomb.
They're like kind of like just laying over the horse.
Yeah, just like their wings kind of like spread out over
Mhm.
top of each of them. So you guys just want to go to sleep?
I'm gonna stay up a little bit and look at my codex
Okay.
that I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do
I
you want
think
to
a
do
little.
anything specific with the codex?
I'm just kind of looking through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna think a little bit about what Knack said and talking to dead people,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go over to him and brush his hair while he sleeps. No, I'm just kidding.
So roll me a, I believe it's an Arcana check. Is it with advantage because of the book?
I don't know.
Well, you have the page.
You said you were doing it as Karen. You brushed
Yep.
your hair.
Yeah.
We
Bree, you watch Pippin silently stand up and start brushing Matt's hair for a moment.
I do this every night.
100 strokes.
Otherwise, his
That's
beard.
why his hair is so luscious.
Yeah.
And
If
then
not,
you
it'd be just like-
raise it for me and everything.
Yeah.
You literally don't do any of your own self-care. It's all Pippin.
I don't
You
know.
also don't
what
know
ability
anything
you're
about it.
talking
You
about.
just think
You're
that you
using
wake up and
the
you
one
look
that
great.
you get advantage on. I think it's advantage on Arcana.
Yep.
Yeah, it's our advantage.
Yeah.
Then yeah, roll with advantage.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, not much better. 15.
15. So as you're flipping through the book, the clear, almost milky white parchment of the pages is blank for the majority of the time. But eventually you get to a page that letters quickly, almost like ink spilling across the page, just appear in a splatter. And there's a diagram of a body with what looks like a cartoony spirit raising out of it on
Oh.
the page. Yeah, and as you read through it, it just talks about how, with specific trainings in certain groups and other devout people are able to communicate with the dead, as long as they're able to, as long as the dead they're speaking to, they need to have a piece of their body that is capable of producing speech.
Oh, yes.
Yep, and so that's what the page reads.
Right.
It looks like though it's the text kind of spilled out from an ink stain. You can tell there's part of the page that isn't fully rendered properly, but that's all you're able to read.
All right. I'll consider that, and then I'll lay the book down as a pillow and go to sleep.
Okay.
And I was watching him the whole time.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
you
I-
saw all of this.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah. I
See,
took my
I said that I
dentures
was-
out.
I said that I was going to be staying awake for a little while.
You can roll me a perception check.
Not the greatest. Let me just double check my add-on here. That's just an 8.
8, no. You see it happening. Nothing like eludes you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see Pippin assist Knack in his hair care routine. And before reading the book, he looks a little like interested, like very in depth about it. You do know that Pippin really hasn't shared anything about the
About
book
the book.
yet at all. You know that you guys all risked your lives for it, but he hasn't really said anything about it since. But is there anything you want to do, Bree, since you're staying up?
Maybe just talk to Griffa if she's awake.
Yeah, Griffith seems to. At one point, since you're awake, you will see this. Gray and Luna, did either of you stay awake or?
I try to stay awake. I'll go up to her.
No, just like
Oh,
like
I'm
if
gonna
you
try to
just
stay
say
awake.
yes or no.
There's a few things.
I'll say like I'll try to stay awake, but eventually like fall asleep. Yeah.
Okay, you can do a couple things then.
Yeah.
I just wanted so you guys will all see this then. Pippin, you're already asleep by this point, and obviously Nak is as well. You guys will eventually see Ryuin come back into the building, and almost like she looks like doesn't even notice that you guys are all laying around, sitting there, and you can very clearly see the mask. It looks very much like a theater mask, almost made of porcelain in her hand, of like an identical shape to Oshka's face, and she's almost like blindly in a haze walks upstairs, and you'll see Ryuin. Well, not Ryuin. Oh my god, she goes upstairs, but then Griffa follows her up before. After a time, you guys can guess maybe about an hour afterwards, she'll come back down and sit in the large chair. So you can, if you want to ask her some questions, that's when you would do it.
Okay.
Yep.
Is she alright?
I mean, she was like a mother to her, apparently, Oshka. So, how would you feel if you lost your mother?
Well, I don't really have a good relationship with my parents.
Well, imagine someone you love deeply being
But I
lost.
can understand the feelings of loss, I suppose.
Yes. So she'll recover. Well, she has to. She's gonna have to leave the village, but she'll be fine.
Do you think if we wanted to go back in to ask the god for help, do you think that the god would actually help?
Oh.
I don't know anything about this god, but I know that you were in there for quite some time. I don't know, maybe you know something more about it than I would.
I've talked with Ryuin over the course of basically years now. Fragmented conversations once I realized what was happening to me. Oh. So I do know quite a little bit about what they're like here. I don't think this Geski really responds. I think they more read into its actions as gifts. So I'm not sure. You might be able to get something useful out of it, but I'm not sure really what you can ask.
Like what it would understand.
Exactly.
I understand.
I think its consciousness is too vast for us to comprehend and communicate with properly.
Makes sense. Well, I don't want to bother you.
Oh, of course, I really should sleep, but this is lazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up for a little while. I was sleeping for, well, not really sleeping, but unconscious for quite some time. I don't quite feel like sleeping just
I
yet.
understand. Lost time, right?
Yes.
Need to make it up.
Yes, and I have lots of things to do.
Okay. And then will you walk away after that?
I'm going to kind of like walk away from her and kind of just sit in the general area where everyone's lying down.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sleep, and I'm going to take my earring out that I have, and I'm just going to be kind of like attuning myself to it.
Yep.
So just like
because you haven't taken the
studying
time
it.
before.
No,
but...
I haven't.
Yep. So you and I can't remember the name of it. Mind shielding earring. The crystalline skull that you had purchased from the Loxo gift.
Earring of mind shielding.
Mind shielding.
Yes.
You now connect to it, and you can feel your almost your soul kind of bond into it. And it almost takes on like a creamy color. So it's not quite the same color as your skin, but it is more like it has tinted to be like almost like your skin is always reflecting in the like white coat of it.
Okay. And then once like I feel like that connection, I'll put it back, and then it will disappear.
Yeah. There you go.
That's all I'll do.
Okay. Well, you said you wanted to do something before we're in bed.
So I'm just gonna sit there and start to kind of like remember, like as much as I can about that night, and just kind of like I'm just so anxious that I'm so anxious that I just eventually make myself fall asleep. Kind of
Before that, roll me a perception check, Ronan.
thing. 12.
12. So, Lonan, as you are anxiously kind of, not quite rocking, but you're more like putting yourself in a spiral, you can't get those moments that they were kind of drawn out of you in Tyrelis' home. You can't get those thoughts out of your head. The haze you were in, the fact that you remember doing it, even though you know that it wasn't you, you're spiraling down and down and down. But then you feel like a weird like turn in your stomach. Or at least you thought it was in your stomach. Before you realize that something shifted. And it wasn't in you. It wasn't something you're carrying. And it happens again.
And then I look down at the egg.
And the egg, which has been sitting in the pouch in your stomach for
for
days and weeks, or months even, in your the primaterial hours and time, you notice that those fractures that had appeared after the ball, you see one of them has connected to another one, and the chip is raised. And as you're watching it, you see it raise even further. As the piece of the shell tumbles and falls away from the egg.
So who's like awake around me? Like I'm kind of just like.
Yeah. So Bree's awake. Pippin and Nak have fallen asleep, but you can see. I'm not sure what Gray's doing yet, but you can see Gray's.
It's hatching. Everyone, wake up! Everyone, like whoever's in the room, I guess.
You guys can wake up if you want.
I was almost dead. I'm like,
No.
What's going on?
Everyone,
What's happening?
and like we can like I'm just like I'm trying to like just like in Jurassic Park where he's like helping like the raptor kind of like,
Yeah, 100%.
to grabbing like the little piece of like shell as it cracks out.
Yeah. So the molted amethyst purple and ruby, almost like gem-like lumpy coat of this egg, about the size of a football, but like wider. As you watch and everybody gathers around, you can see Lonan pulling off in a deep, thick, veiny membrane underneath that's pushing with what looks like almost a beaked shape underneath. And eventually, as all of the shell fragments chip away, you pull. That creates a large enough hole. And Lonan, you grab one of the pieces of the shell, and the membrane rips with it, revealing a small amethyst, purple, and ruby molted creature within. Skeletally thin. Looks like it has almost no muscle mass on it. Think of a Thestral from Harry Potter. With its skin tight across its body, thick, wet, veiny membrane connecting its hands and its feet into wings, with a menacingly, wickedly sharp mauve teeth, already looking up at you with like slitted, dark black eyes.
Cool.
How cute.
As a small wyvern hatchling stares up at you before leaping out of the egg and like fluttering for a moment in the air before landing and like running into like to the side and kind of just like
It's kind of all over. I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach up and try to hold it in my hand if I can.
roll me an animal handling check. Do you want to say anything when you do it, or are you just gonna reach?
I'm just gonna
Oh my
reach.
goodness. Inspire him.
Do I have it? What does inspiration do?
Inspiration, you can re-roll any dice, but that uses it.
I thought it was just a bonus D8.
No, it's not bardic. No.
Oh.
Yeah, this is
I guess
actual
I'll use
inspiration.
inspiration on this one because I rolled a 6. Now,
Yep.
what's my nature?
Animal handling.
Animal handling.
Yep. So this is using inspiration.
Okay. 13.
13.
This
So you
is
manage
the
to lean
bond.
down, and you can hear a small shrill, like, coming from this creature. It doesn't sound sick. It more is just like a
I'm kind of just like, it's
a
okay.
gurgling.
It's okay. Does anybody have some sort of morsels of food?
I'm gonna give him
no corn,
a
please.
health potion with like a nipple on it
I can't even speak.
Sure, yeah. I'll say you have a little nipple in your
for my
in your
in my
bag.
lab equipment.
Okay. And then I'm gonna try to like feed it to the.
And you easily picked it up, and you can feel its sharp, smooth talons rubbing against your skin. You can feel a scratch, but it doesn't seem intentional. More just like it's walking and doesn't know what it's really doing
Yeah.
yet. And as it bites down on the nipple, it like rips the nipple off and is like chewing on it.
I think we need some sort of meat. I don't know if we have any. I know that you've been holding a lot of corn recently.
There's a lot of meat upstairs.
It was on the
That's
ship.
not
You
funny.
have jerky rations still on you.
I
You guys haven't eaten your rations, so you know you have some jerky.
Okay, so there'll be meat inside there then.
Yeah, it's in your bag.
I don't know how many I have on me, but I'm sure I've never even used them. I have 11, so
Yeah.
I will try to like. Are the rations pretty big? Like, would it be enough to like?
You know it's enough for you, but like you don't know. Like, no, you know what? You've done quite a bit of research on wyverns. You know that they would probably need about half of this for the day.
So about like two, like.
But
one-
roll me a nature check. Anyone else? Lonan asked. Did you ask outwardly?
I'm kind of like want to put them in like my kind of cloak a little bit, just so it kind of feels like, you know.
Yeah.
Still
Nature?
pressing
Yeah,
at me.
nature.
And it's gone.
I don't even know that.
Here, you have to re-roll it. I have it.
Sure.
It was a nat 20. You gotta reroll it.
I rolled a nat 20.
Did you?
It's a 28.
I rolled
I rolled
two.
an 8.
I rolled a 21.
Two? Okay, and you're not there. You're sleeping.
Sleep, yeah.
So, Bree and Pippin, you guys know, Bree, you have read, your like time with Wind, the sorceress or wizard, you have read actually a lot of different tomes on different animals. And Pippin, you're just a very well-versed, educated man. You guys know that draconic hatchlings, which wyverns are disputedly part of that family, when they hatch, they eat like a ton right out the bat. And you know that for bonding purposes, it's important for the mother or guardian of a wyvern, if you're going to be breeding them, they need to feed them by hand.
I would probably get a couple rations ready.
You need to feed it by hand in order to bond with it.
All right. And I'm kind of like still kind of confused, so I'm gonna.
It's okay, you're doing great.
I'm gonna grab the rations, kind of split it up the jerky, and like so that way I'm not giving it to all at once, and I'm gonna start to begin to like feed them by hand.
And it'll just scarf them down. It'll chew for a moment, but if you're putting them into small pieces, it's actually just going to like grab and swallow the
Okay.
chunks of meat. And it'll be like desperately, almost like in a frenzy, eating them out of your hand.
To like want more and more. kind of
And
thing.
you are lucky. There's a couple close
Calls.
encounters where it almost like bites down on your finger
Okay.
as you don't fill your hand up with jerky fast enough. And after you go through 2 rations worth of jerky,
Oh my goodness.
the wyvern, now you can see like an almost like engorged.
Did you say
like,
2 rations or did you say?
2 rations worth of food.
Oh my goodness.
They did say they would eat a lot
Yeah.
as hatchlings. Very engorged, the whole like body cavity is engorged with
Gross.
food.
Cute.
They blink their huge glassy black eyes and kind of slump in your hand
I'm gonna.
and will like twitch in their
So the pouch that the egg was in, I'm going to kind of like reform my cloak to like allow kind of like for its wings can kind of like sit almost like on like kind of like a coat hanger kind of thing on the side.
Okay.
It's like his wings are so one wing is kind of held up here and the other one's here and then it's kind of just like facing towards me and it's like beaks
Yeah.
against my chest.
So it's not quite a beak. It was more like it had that long draconic beaked face. It is more rounded like a dragon's face. And you can actually see now, looking at it a bit closer, you can see the small stunted stinger at the end, not quite elongated into a tail yet. You can, and because you know wyverns have
Right.
intense
That's what
poisons.
we kind of like induced or not induced, but we like
Talked
combined
about
into our arrows, right?
it. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a bunch of its parents' venom still.
Yeah.
And then as you create this kind of like small rotted area, as you put their little hands of the talons at the end of the wing, they kind of like instinctually grab on,
Oh.
and they're just like resting up against your body.
What are we gonna name it?
I don't know. That's a good question. I was gonna say. I mean,
Is it a boy wyvern or a girl wyvern?
Yeah. How can you
I have
tell?
No idea.
gender for
I have a
wyverns.
28 on my wyvern knowledge.
You know that as most draconic kin, they very similar to how kobolds are in your more actual societal creatures. You know that a lot of draconic creatures can actually change their like sexes over the course of a week or so,
Okay.
as need be. A lot of them like stick with the one they are born in, but in times of need they can change. So you know, and you can't really tell until they are mature.
I think I want to name him Fendril.
Oh. I thought we were gonna go with Wyvernton.
No, I think Fendril is the name.
It
Fendril?
has a nice ring to it.
I
Yes.
love it.
Me
Little
too.
baby Fendril.
Little
Knack
Fendril.
didn't even wake up for this joyous occasion.
He
The
must have been-
birth of your child.
Pippin, I'm curious. I know we don't have any access to meat here, and I know you mentioned the body upstairs, but I don't think that's such a good idea to be feeding scraps.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My utilitarian brain.
And also Gray's kind of Gray kind of like dozing in and out of sleeping. No,
No,
oh, you
I
don't
guess
sleep
that's
anyways,
today.
right?
Yeah, he sleeps.
It's just very broken.
Gray,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any. I mean, any of you, I guess. We to figure out how we're gonna feed him, because I just thinking that I'm gonna go through rations quite often per day. I don't know how to kind of keep him fed, unless we can. I don't think he's gonna be eating corn.
I have corn.
I don't have any meat.
I know that, and
Well, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think that they have it here. I mean, we'll have to ask, but
Yeah, I guess we probably should have been preparing.
Yes, I mean, the situations we're in right now, it's
Is
hard
Griffa
to
awake?
prepare for it.
Yeah, Griffith's kind of just like lounging in a chair with a smirk,
Griffa.
watching us. Yes.
I think I'm kind of in a little bit of predicament here, because I have, as you can tell, a new wyvern that just
Yes.
hatched. I kind of realize that we don't have any meat, and I don't see on this plane. I know you've shifted between different
Oh,
planes.
they eat the god's flesh. I'm sure you can get
Yes.
something
So
then.
where would I get that around here?
Oh, you'll just have to talk to... Probably Rayuan is the best person to talk to about that. Maybe in the morning.
Do they shave it off the side of the fish?
I think it's more like the dander. It's quite gross.
Would it
but-
be fish that they're eating?
I mean, technically.
Hmm.
But
if it's anything like that potion, it won't be very tasty.
No.
But I'm sure the wyvern
Yeah,
will like it.
it's an animal. It'll like it.
Do you think
You're
if it
an
eats a
animal.
god, it will become a god?
I'm sure there's
no.
magical properties, but maybe the flesh, when it comes off, if it's like dandruff, it's dead skin, so it won't have any magical properties.
What if it could be a
Quite
time
possible.
traveling cycling wyvern?
Yes, Fendril, the time-traveling wyvern.
Well, I think everyone should go
Easy.
to sleep now.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was a nice
had a
little
long night.
respite, but back
How
to
does it
bed.
work with animals? Like, can I bond to them? Like when I'm
you can train it like how you're training Worthington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Are we training
I'll just assume that every day that I'm trying. I mean, obviously I'll try to talk.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
myself,
you can
too.
teach
He's
them
like-
commands for combat and
Yeah,
stuff.
but I'll assume that every day I'm trying to interact with them quite often.
Yep.
As much as I can. So.
Okay. So you guys would like to go to sleep after?
Yep.
Okay.
I've still got things to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Gray, what did you want to do?
Well, back when we got back, I wanted to tell Vigilant to stay vigilant.
Okay, so Vigilance
Fair
is pacing outside. You actually saw these all of these Simites, the gorilla Simites, they're very a wider berth from you than normal. At one point there was someone carrying a basket. When they saw you with
Mhm.
Vigilance, the horse, they dropped the basket and kind of scurried away, looking very scared. So you know that there's quite a wide range around the building where Vigilance is that no one is really going to be approaching.
Okay. And then I wanted to go outside, and I wanted to say prayer to my goddess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, decrepit.
Let's hear it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's hear
Let's
it.
hear it.
Just
You
singing
started
gospel,
it.
That was the inner monologue.
Greg. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Amen.
Hallelujah. But
Oh my God, that was
yeah,
so
I
good.
say my prayer.
Yep. You don't feel that same touch as you had
As I,
when you
when
were
she
in.
came in.
Yeah, when she had maintained your consciousness inside of Owezo-Geski.
It's mainly a thankful one, saying, "Oh, thanks for keeping me up there.
Yeah.
Really was
Okay.
there for the team there." And then once I finish that, I would like to also tune to the Ring of Evasion.
Okay, so you can take a moment to the.
Do I learn about the steep teeth part too?
Yes, you do. You know everything about it. So the dark ring that you now have on your finger, matching the one that Tyrelius gave you, which
Is that
actually
one
still
gone?
hasn't returned. It hasn't come
Okay.
back yet.
Okay, it's gone.
but they have it on that. You always put on the same
Okay.
finger that is covered in the coppery leaves. You learn what it does, and that way you regain its charges.
Okay.
Or I believe it's charge.
3 charges.
Okay, yeah, charges.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after staying vigilant outside and praying and ringing stuff, I'm gonna go back inside and get into an uncomfortable spot and doze in and out of sleep all night.
Yep, as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
So with all of our group resting for the evening, Knack blissfully still asleep despite all the commotion. Lonan, you with your new hatchling wyvern clinging to your body. You guys doze into sleep. This is some of the best dark you guys have had in a long time, with the thick curtains around you inside of this hut. So there's no windows to block out. That's where we're going to take our break for the evening, guys. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us so far. It's been a great session. We will be back in about 10 minutes here. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to stick around. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to tonight's episode, session 33 of AllFunNDice. Last we left off with our party, they had just all went to sleep after the new wyvern, Fendril, hatched from their egg to some excited new friends. Everybody went to sleep. We are going to now wake up after Nak's rest. Everybody was up quite a bit later than Nak, so Nak will be the first one to rise. Is there anything you want to do in your morning at least? It's not really morning.
Twice in one episode.
Literally every time.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Well, you guys get to hear us say welcome back twice.
While he's looking that up, when you we've been doing, just to clarify, we've been doing where somebody has that ability to scavenge for food every night, right?
You can't do that on the planet of air because there's no wilderness to scavenge.
Who has that
What have we
ability?
been
I
doing
think
that
that
every
was
night?
eerie.
That was.
We have all that corn in the ship that we've been eating.
You
So
got-
we've been going to the ship, eating corn, coming back every night?
You guys haven't
been
been
here though.
It's
Wait.
not only corn. I've been sprinkling it and.
And Akano has provided other
So
food.
Gray's been feeding us?
Akano
Yeah.
was supplementing it with whale meat from Boulera's kin
Mm-hmm.
the whole time because they had
Oh
them.
yeah, the whale meat.
Yeah.
Kind of like a.
So you've always had a fairly balanced diet. Corn is really one of the only vegetables that isn't dried or a paste.
So when I was in the kitchen with
like an accent.
Leona, when she was taking care of the egg before, would I have noticed where they kept all the whale meat then?
You would have known anyways. You sleep in the same room as that because it is all in that. You guys slept in the hold of the ship
Okay.
on your hammocks next to all of the cargo.
Okay.
So-
But you know
beside
that there was very little food left. There was only enough food for the trip there and the return voyage.
I want to start setting a mental alarm then to get up really early before maybe it starts to wake up, so I can kind of go towards the ship and
You don't know where the cargo is right now.
yeah, just to go to the ship. I just want to go to, I guess, see if I can find it. I guess. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Banak, what would you like to do as you're awake now?
Yeah, because I have no idea what time they would have fallen asleep at. So
Yeah.
I will go. Where is the gift?
The gift?
Yeah.
She is awake. Sitting at the chair in the room where she was when you went to bed.
So I will approach.
Hello, Nak.
Mart. Hello.
You can say morning. I understand what you mean.
Oh, okay. Morning.
Good morning. Did you sleep well?
Yes, I did.
I'm surprised you didn't wake up during the commotion.
Well, I was pretty hurt.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Lonan was screaming.
Yeah, but Lonan screams.
Yes. Well, I guess. But they can tell you the good news then.
Oh, alright, well. So, why were you asking about my god yesterday?
Oh, well, I do know quite a few, but I was wondering if I had known who they were.
Personally?
Oh, I don't talk to gods, but if I had researched them.
Oh.
Oh, and I have, actually. I do recognize the name Valona. You, dwarves, on the prime material, you, say that she created the earth from her body, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And then there's the other one that she was tied to, her lover. I'm not really sure his name, but
You don't know who that is?
you don't recognize that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
In your mythos, for the dwarves, at least the dwarves of Paragon, Valona is the singular unilateral god. She is the creator of the earth, and all the bounties beneath it, and everything else is kind of just because she made the earth, the oceans condensed into them. So yeah, to your knowledge, Valona is just Valona.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, very strange. But maybe you just don't talk about it on the Prime. You're a weird bunch.
Right. Well,
See you later.
so,
Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
well, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to try to communicate with this god fish today.
That's Bree actually spoke to me last night about it.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not sure how well you'll be able to do that. It's more of a primal thing.
Well, I have a spell. I was gonna try to
Oh.
use the spell.
I mean, if you have the magic, Velona's magic, I assume?
yeah.
So some sort of clerical nature. I'm sure that you might be able to do something, but
Oh.
as I told Bree, their consciousness is it's not quite the same as most gods, or unlike our own either. It's pretty divergent. So good luck.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, do you know what time or how long have they been asleep for?
Oh, I would say they probably need. Do you want these hours or prime hours?
Prime hours.
Oh, an hour, maybe an hour and a half more sleep for
okay.
a full, just to fully rest up. It was a very entertaining evening.
Maybe I'll go check on the progress on the ship then.
Well, do what you'd like. I'll make sure no one comes in.
Okay, and if they wake up and they want to know where I am, that's where I am.
Oh, I will let them know.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mac.
That's strange.
Yeah, strange dwarf.
So, I would like to go to the ship.
Okay.
And I think. Is there anybody working right now?
Right now you can see that it is looks like a smaller amount. You can guess that maybe some of the crew has gone to rest. They don't look familiar, but to you, a lot of them do look the same. They are very homogenous, I think is the right word. They all look identical.
Right.
They're just, you don't know if they just have the same look to them. So you can't quite tell if they're different people. But there are like a handful. There's probably only 3 or 4 working right now.
There's only like one game model that they like copied. A bunch
Yeah.
of times.
They have enough graphics.
Yeah.
On this island.
They're actually just all like triangle polygons as well.
Yeah.
Only the ones on the ship. It's a bit too out of your render distance.
So, I would like to just try to assess the progress to the best of my knowledge, I suppose, then.
Okay. What do you just like looking it over?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of look it over, and like I suppose while I don't have experience in kind of like carpentry,
Yeah.
I do in like masonry and other things. So I'm kind of just trying to assimilate that knowledge
Yep.
and kind of make the comparison based off
So
of that. So
because you can just roll an intelligence check for me.
sure.
I would have let you use you don't have the carpentry skill, so you can't use that. But
Just flat intelligence.
Yep.
11.
11, so not terrible. You can tell that from what you were told about what happened to the ship, it kind of fell from stasis and smashed. So a lot of the cargo was spilt onto the inside of Wazogoski, as well as the whole bottom and hull of the ship being kind of scattered and thrown around. And looking at it, you can see that it looks like the back where the engine is kept, that area has already been completely reconstructed with walls. You can see the propellers for the engine sticking out the back, and you can also see the framework of the whole hull is already in place. And they're doing a top down from the still met wood of the original Gifted variety towards the bottom. And you can see that it's making decent progress, but it's hard to estimate how much time is going to take with the rest. You can tell the whole back, like the back quarter is done, and they're working on the front 3 quarters of the hull.
So it's like the hull repair is 25% complete.
25 to 40 in
25
there.
to 40,
Yeah,
okay.
in that range. Yeah.
Just based on like the material present, not the time necessarily, but just
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
So because there's so few people present right now, I think I'll just go back to Oshka's or the chief's dwelling and just wait for everybody to wake up.
Okay. So just inspecting the ship, you kind of got lost in your thoughts for a while, but by the time you return, Lonan will be waking up, and anyone else who wants to wake up can wake up now as well.
Me too, because I went to bed early.
I'm gonna say that I drifted off to sleep, but I woke up when he left.
Okay.
Because I had tried to not fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
for the sake of the thing, I'll just say that I was asleep when they spoke.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
So you guys have been awake then for because you said you wanted to wake up early as well.
Yeah.
So you guys all wake up
Like I
shortly
said, I'll wake
after
up full
Nag
rest,
leaves.
but just wake up like instantly as soon as my full rest is up.
Yeah, you guys around the same time wake up Is there anything specific you guys want to do?
Lonan, could I see your bow?
For sure. While you do that, did you want to come follow me to the ship? Do you happen to remember where the meat was stored? The whale meat, I think it was, that Akana was always preparing for us?
No, I don't know, not really.
Did you want to come with me to walk in the ship anyways?
I was gonna upgrade your bow. I can't do that and walk.
Okay, well...
I mean, if you want me to do it later, that's fine, but when I get distracted...
Now it's not about time. I mean, I gotta go get... I might as well just go there anyways, and...
Yeah, that's okay. I want to talk to you later, though, so when we have a second...
Sure, like, are we with other... Like, are other people around us?
Bree and Gray are just listening. They're here.
Yeah. Can you come to the bathroom?
I'm just looking at Bree saying, like...
Give me your bow, and then I'll brush fingers.
Oh, this reminds me of something, though. I don't have many, and I'm gonna, like, grab, like, how many arrows I have, and I have less than, like, 2 handfuls. Like, I have maybe 7 left.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe 7.
Yeah, I think I have mostly just the barbed ones left.
Yeah, because you use the barbed very sparingly.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're all barbed, and I'm pretty sure that, like, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure there's 7.
Okay.
I don't know if the next time you see Knack, if you can ask him to prepare me some arrows. I'm running quite low. If he does, I don't know.
He just stepped out. I don't know that he'll be gone for very long.
Okay, well, when
I'll ask him if
I think
see
he's
him.
down at the ship, actually.
Oh, well, then I'll ask him when I get there. Here you go. Here's my bow.
Thank you.
Need anything else?
Which bow?
My main one, the one that I just got.
The new one?
The new one, yeah.
Can I see the paper for that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I not upgrade magic
That's. I
items?
just need. No, you cannot. I just need to look at it and say if I said it was.
That'd be crazy strong if you were just like, hey, level 6.
No.
plus
Okay.
one,
No,
plus
this
2.
isn't technically a magic item, so you're fine.
And I'm gonna.
It has like it's almost like Erie's staff. It's an upgraded common item,
All right.
so it has one use of that thing.
And then I'm gonna go to the ship.
So it's not like a plus.
No, there's no plus to it. It's not considered magic. There are upgraded common items in this game. So.
Am I feeling kind of like the wyvern, kind of waking up at this point? Because
The wyvern is still out cold.
okay,
actually.
I'm gonna try to like shuffle towards the ship as much as I can because I want to get there before it wakes up and needs food again.
Yep.
Because I can't afford to like give them all their rations.
Yep. So you get there and you can see Knack kind of like deep in thought.
Oh,
the ship.
good morning, Nick.
And this is towards the end of you had just come to your conclusions.
How are you doing today?
Better. I feel a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't happen to know where the meat was stored in this ship, do you? Okano's been been feeding it to us, but I can't remember where he stored it.
Well, let me think.
It was in the hole, and you can see
I
the
do
big
know
holes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think on chips, things are normally stored in the hull.
Okay.
And, well, the hull was destroyed. So anything that was in it is no longer.
Everything that was inside of it was.
You guys were both unconscious for the crash, so you actually both don't know where it is, the contents of it, the.
Are there any workers working on it right now?
Yep, just like 3 or 4.
All right. Well, by the way, if you have time, I know you're quite busy. You look quite busy, anyways. Could you perhaps make me a few arrows? They don't have to be pristine or anything, but any type of arrows would do. I only have the 7 that I have now. Do you need an arrow in order to make one, or
No, I need gold.
how much gold do you need?
Well, how many arrows do you want?
I need quite a few. I would like to hopefully restock. I normally carry around 40 to 50 on me, but as you can tell, I'm very low on arrows. So
Yeah, well, how much does that normally cost on average?
I'm trying to think of. Okay,
How much does an arrow cost?
An arrow, I will have to bring it up in the book,
Alright.
but I can get that for you. You can make a handful of them. I actually think I might say in your ability.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, so you have it in front of you. And if you look in the Xanathar's guide to everything, honestly one of the best books.
It just like tells about arrows, how much it is. Right?
It tells. I think
That's
it might
one
say how
gold
many you can
point.
do for a bundle, right? Not each.
Oh, not.
It's 1 gold coin for 20.
So 1 gold for 20 arrows.
Yeah, so you can use that with your ability. I'm pretty sure it lets you make bundles of arrows specifically.
The only limitation that I have is it has to cost, like, the maximum cost can be up to 100.
Yeah.
So
I can, if I give him like 2 gold, I'll get 40.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Naka's very, very strong.
Let me just verify here. Okay,
I don't know.
You can say that that's good. I know that you can make bundles of arrows for sure.
10 pieces of ammunition. It does say that. Yeah, up to 100 gold or 10 pieces. So
Yeah, so you can use half of you can use 5 silver to make 10 pieces of ammunition. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can make ammunition.
Yeah.
So, sorry, how much is it to make?
I mean, I guess probably about 5 silver, and I can make you 10 arrows.
You'd be versed enough to know most of the costs of
With the
basic
quiver that
arrows.
I have, do I know how many arrows can potentially fit in there before it overflows?
I would probably say 40
Okay, so-
in quiver line.
Okay, so I have 7 now. I mean, perhaps we can fill it up to an even 40. And I'm going to hand you like a gold and a half, I guess. If you can make me 30-something arrows, that'd be great. I can fill my quiver back up.
Well, I can only do 10 at a time, up to a maximum of 20 a day.
Then just do 20 if you can. I don't know if you have time for that.
Okay, well, I'll do 10 maybe this morning, and then maybe another 10 before bed.
Very well.
Because in case something else happens.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll hand you the gold coin. I give you the gold coin. And I'm going to go down to talk to one of the people that are working the ship.
Okay, so there isn't a bridge. It is just like a single rope that connects the ship, or like it's a series of ropes that connect Gift of Variety to the base. Do you want to just like you can easily slide down one? It's not very far. It's probably only about like 5-10 feet.
Okay.
That you can like pass down to them, and so they're just working. They don't really seem to notice you when you board.
And I'm looking around. There's no sign of this meat anywhere. From what?
No, you don't see any cargo. On the deck at least.
Excuse me.
Oops.
Do you happen to know if there's any of the cargo that was left around? I know that most of it got destroyed, from what I heard.
You'll have to talk to Shagirin about that. He was in charge of the roundup.
Shagirin.
Yes, I believe you have spoken to him before.
Yes. And where would Shagirin be at this moment?
Oh, I have no idea. I think he might be resting. This is not when they sleep.
Resting on the ship or resting?
Oh no, in his house.
And where's this house located?
Oh, well, I don't think. Why don't you just wait for him to wake up? He is sleeping.
And he'll be right here afterwards?
Oh, he'll probably come and help us rebuild.
Alright, well...
If not, you can always speak to you can speak to the chief. Oshka should know where things are.
Yes, Oshka. Well, I'll wait for Shigerin to come back, and in the meantime, perhaps I can look around a little bit while you guys work then?
Well, we are trying to work. I would appreciate a clear area.
Understandable. So I'll go upstairs. I'll just go back to where Nak was and just kind of wait. I'll just wait patiently for Shigerin.
Did you just stay, or did you go back to...
I was heading back.
Okay, you knew that Nak was heading back to the hut.
Okay, so I'll just wait outside the ship. I gotta wait for Shigerin.
Fine, we'll jump back to the hut. So before Nak arrives, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm dissolving Lonan's bow in like a vat of acid.
So you'll appear at the end of this.
around
the end.
I wanted to head out and look for Nak.
Oh, okay. So as you head out, Nak will be actually very close to the door of the hut when you are able to go out. So Nak is on his way back.
Okay. Hey, Artemis. I know we've had a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of wanted to share something with you that happened during that party that we went to.
Sure, but just maybe you can just call me Nak.
I know, but it's important.
That's fine. You can
Like,
get my
really
attention
important.
by calling me Nak.
Yeah, I know, but for this nature of this
Okay,
information,
just go on. Go on.
I had a dance with somebody special,
Oh,
and
lucky you.
yeah, somebody beautiful, almost like a goddess, almost like your goddess.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. The room was spinning and spinning and spinning, and I was just looking into her eyes, and she was talking to me.
Oh, that can't be. Are you?
Yeah, apparently your goddess knows my goddess, and she wanted me to really take good care of you. I don't know She referred to you in your name, your real name, so I felt like I should refer to you by telling you the story as Artie, you know?
Well, that's definitely not Artie.
But,
The whole tone and nature of Mac's voice.
yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if there was a message there. I don't know why she came. I don't know why she was at the party at all. But
yeah, that's really weird because I'd really like to talk to her myself, and
I mean,
I try, and it just doesn't happen.
I was surprised too.
Well, what did she look like?
What does she look like?
Are you sure?
It was a very tall,
Very
taller
tall.
than any other Loxodon should be. She was a hippopotamus woman with like very like golden almost skin that seemed to radiate heat from it. And she had very, very long hair, and you couldn't see because of her just sheer size.
I couldn't really make out facial features, but
Yeah.
I knew she was a hippopotamus, kind of like.
Yeah, you don't know what her facial feature was, but the main thing that you were looking into was her like fiery eyes that were like almost like blue green flames staring
Well-
back at you. But they looked comforting. They were. It wasn't like a scary, menacing fire. It was
Mhm.
more of like a think of like a cozy fireplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, she was tall. She had the form of a hippopotamus, but honestly, I think that was just a mirage. She had golden skin, a heat. It was warm heat.
Warm heat.
Long hair.
Radiating.
Radiating.
From her nose.
Long hair and fiery blue and green eyes, but not scary fire, like a nice and warm fire near in winter. Yeah, I hope that helped. I mean, honestly, if you ever see somebody with fiery eyes and a warm personality, maybe that's your guy. Maybe that's your guy.
I don't know why you sound so southern right
So,
I don't know.
I could have sworn it was British at the beginning of the session.
can I do like
changed.
like an insight check? Not that I'm not testing to see if he's lying, but that if he actually kind of like has conviction behind his words.
Yes,
That's
Oh.
yes, you can. Yeah, 100% insight.
Insight. I have +8 to that.
Yeah, I was like-
yeah. Okay, so 15.
15. Yeah. You can very clearly tell that Gray is like a fairly passionate person,
Mhm.
and that
Yeah.
that vigor is in him. He sought you out to tell you this because he knew it was important, and this has really been
Mhm.
crazy, and this is the first opportunities he's had.
Very vigilant.
This is a very Valona heavy session.
Well, this doesn't really match what I thought the description was. But anyway, so
Mhm.
that's all. That was it. Was just watch out for me.
Yeah, I gotta take care of you.
Like
Yeah, and then everybody got taken away and kidnapped, so
Oh,
I guess our meeting got cut short.
so like you're just like my bodyguard now or something?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
My goddess didn't say anything. Well, your goddess said that to me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So, well, pat on the back.
well, maybe we'll talk more about this later. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot to take in.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to think about this a little.
Yeah,
Yeah, but thanks for telling me.
no problem.
I got a lot of work to do today.
Talking to a dead person and stuff.
Yeah. You want to go do that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Okay.
go.
You guys go back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gray walks out about 15 minutes later. Mac and Gray walk back in.
Hey guys.
You're finished with Lonan's bow at this point.
Here you go, Lonan.
Lonan's not there.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's just you two. I thought he was right behind you.
Do I look like a wolf?
No, your beard actually looks really nice today.
Thanks, yeah. It's the weirdest thing.
I woke up like this.
Yeah. It happens kind of often.
I just like pour conditioner on him in his sleep.
Pestle and mortar, like some avocado man. Guacamole that you're just like combing into and
You
everything.
wake up with like cucumbers on your
Yeah.
eyes. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Well, do you want to go talk to Ashka?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that now.
Oh,
Yeah, She's probably all rigor mortis up there.
Let me go wake up Ryuin first.
Right.
Let me see if she would like to be in the room for this.
Okay. Also, Bree, I had an idea of trying to talk to, the god.
Oh, how?
Well, I have a spell.
Describe it to us.
Well, I just, I have to, I guess, touch it somewhere.
It's
Well,
above
it's-
us.
It's everywhere, really.
Yeah, but, I can't, I don't think I could just, I have to, I guess the scales I have to make contact with.
Yeah, we could just it's above us. Like we're hanging underneath its belly.
Oh,
It's like
sorry,
it's
we're
like
hanging, okay,
probably 60 feet up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so I guess for some
We
reason
just
I thought we
have
were
to-
built. Anyway,
That's
so we'll
okay.
just go up and then I guess I can just
Yeah, I have made a flying potion this morning. You could just drink that and
okay.
float up and go poodoop.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if
it's
it'll
worth
work,
a try.
but, it makes it so that
It's better than
Jeez.
going in.
the creature can understand me and anybody who can speak a language can understand the response.
Oh,
Anyway, so basically, if you're capable
long as
of
you're-
communication, you can
Right.
understand the response. Yeah.
jeez. Cleric magic is so handy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work, but
Well,
I think it's worth a try before we attempt to go back inside, because I feel like that's really risky and
Yeah.
we might not.
did you see Lonan in the
out.
town? I think he wanted to see you.
yeah, I saw Lonan. Yeah,
Okay.
he was looking for a whale meat.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking right now.
He didn't even say why.
I think
he
it's
just-
for. Oh, you missed it. You were sleeping last
Oh.
night. The wyvern hatched. Its
Oh.
name's Fendril now.
Ah,
Well,
that's a unique name.
let's go upstairs. We should probably get the body ready. Are there customs we're supposed to follow? We should respect the culture.
I've spoken with Ryuin. She would like to be present when you speak with her, and if you're asking questions like I believe you are, if you have any spare time, she would like to ask one herself.
That's fine. It's only I think 10 minutes we have,
Okay.
but we'll just kind of maybe actually we should just kind of think about what we want to find out or try to find out.
Come
before we
upstairs
do
when
this.
you're ready. I'm going to go sit with her.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't we let her ask the first question?
But what if it's a long question?
Yeah, you're right. Let's let her do last.
I
And
think
also,
we should.
oh, sorry, go ahead, Craig.
I think we should give her the last minute.
Yeah, that's all that's enough time. You
Yeah.
know, don't make it too wordy.
Yeah, no.
She's got other things to worry about.
Say your goodbyes and carry on.
Yeah.
Also, does anybody want to do the talking? I mean, I never really met Oshka, so it might just be a little
I
bit.
believe you have to ask the questions.
Do I?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
makes
fairly
sense.
certain. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the only you're the vessel that will be speaking to
Yeah,
the spirit.
like an
So
intermediate.
everybody else can talk to you, but Oshka won't. The spirit won't be acknowledging anyone else.
So should we come up with some questions like?
Oh, okay. Hang on. There's more. You're right.
Yeah. It's a pretty wordy spell.
Yeah.
I mean,
So answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive. No compulsion to offer a truthful answer.
I don't know how long they're how long Shigerin takes to wake up, but my objective was to just basically see if I could get the meat and find it, and then
yeah.
go back.
It's been a little while now.
Yeah.
You can guess that maybe Shigerin had just recently went to bed. So Shigerin, it's been probably 30 minutes for you when this is taking place. So you're not sure.
Okay. So he just went to bed.
You're not sure. You can ask someone again and to double check, but
Excuse me. What's more? How long ago did Shigerin leave the ship?
just recently. It wasn't very long ago.
So I'm assuming they won't be back very, very, very soon. Then.
They'll be back when they wake up.
In that case, then I'll just looking around. I can tell that they've probably taken all of whichever was all the goods that were in the middle of the ship that were destroyed and probably transported them somewhere different.
You don't see
temporarily.
it. Yeah, you don't see any of them
Okay.
right now. So
So I'll just go back to where they're at then, I guess.
okay. So you guys have this conversation at the end. We'll be back.
Yeah. So, I have to be the one to ask the questions. Forget what I said before.
Oh, okay.
Also, I can only ask 5.
So maybe we should kind of plan a little bit what
Yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
ask her.
Yeah.
Well,
so
My
I guess-
my intent was to see if we could get any information that could, I don't know, maybe help us like get out of here quicker. I think that's kind of the goal.
What do you think she could possibly say?
I don't know.
Like, hey, I got a secret speedboat under my house?
No, but maybe there's a material store
top story
somewhere,
flies.
or
I don't know. This is kind of a really small little town.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could ask her about if she knew how the pirates knew to find us.
Yeah,
We can
or
ask that.
Because
maybe
my theory is that she sold us out.
I think
Well, if she
possibly.
sold us out, do you really think she's gonna tell us?
She's
Does she
dead
have
now.
Does she have to
well,
be truthful at all, or
they don't have. No, she doesn't have to be truthful.
What does
I
she
don't- I
have to
don't-
lose?
I don't think she has to answer either. I think they can.
what about? Do we need to know anything about the potion?
Oh yeah. What's that dripper look like?
you're not upstairs.
Oh, I'll check when we're up there.
Do you need to know anything about it though?
I can-
Ingredients or stuff?
If they make it out of the fish, out of the big fish god,
Mm-hmm.
so I could make it. It's sort of only useful for this situation. Like I would,
You should check to see how much it got made overnight.
yeah, that's what I plan to do when
Or
we go
over
upstairs.
day.
Over the time we spent sleeping.
Yeah,
Weird, I know.
I know.
Um,
I was just about to say, is that the night shift that's working the boat right now?
It's
or
the it's shift 3.
They're all shift 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Knack, what were you
So,
saying?
well, this just a rules point of clarification.
Yep.
So it reads specifically: answers are brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if it deems me to be an enemy or hostile toward it.
You've never met Alshka.
No, I
so
haven't,
You
but
don't know
yeah.
how she feels about you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just as kind
Yep.
of like but
I thought so.
it does have to answer some way or
Yes.
another. It doesn't. Yeah. So
It can't just stay silent and be
It
like,
just can't
"I'm
stay
not
silent."
talking
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
Alright. So questions?
So yeah, I can ask about.
The pirates, how they
Blue
found us?
bolt. Alright, are we ready to go?
Well,
on?
Maybe
no, what are
maybe
we
save that
asking?
the one about how they found us for last, because I don't know if it's as relevant as anything else.
Oh, you could ask her, why did Blue Bolt take our friends?
She might
Do you
not know
think
that
she would
either.
know that?
She might not,
Yeah.
but
I don't know if asking about Blue Bolt is really that important right now, because I don't know how much she knew. I don't know that maybe she did sell us out, but I also don't know how that would help us.
yeah, that's
I don't know.
true.
I could be wrong, but
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
but maybe we should ask about if
How
there's
about-
any other way that the god could help us.
Yeah, or how we can communicate, or if there's a special area.
I mean, she was the chief. She must have had the best
Mhm.
kind of form of communication with this god. That's probably why they
Yeah.
made her chief. So maybe she knows something that the rest of them don't.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we going upstairs or are we waiting?
Lonan,
Is that
the
3
door will open,
questions?
and Lonan is here.
Oh, hey, Lona.
Hello.
We're gonna go talk to the dead lady upstairs.
And is that happening right now then?
Any minute now. We're just getting ready
What are you preparing for?
to ask her question.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're going to be asking her?
Well,
We were just
we have like
discussing
a
it.
vague
Discussing it.
idea, but how we can get out of here quicker.
Yeah, that and maybe we can ask. I think it's good to ask if there's a better way to communicate with the god.
Yeah, I think that would be really
Yeah.
good.
Also, to the corpse will stay kind of animated for like 10 minutes, so
Creepy.
like we can discuss quickly in between to see if we want to change our line of questioning.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think we need to make sure that we're not straying from what our intent is, which is to get the information about getting off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this place.
I agree. Yeah.
Unless she somehow reveals something like really amazing,
Yeah.
we should really just try and stay focused on
Alright.
that as much as possible.
Alright.
I need to find out the other question too, because I have to ask it. So
What other question?
From
from
Ryu.
Rashana or
Ryu.
Ryuan.
Ryu,
Ryu.
Shana.
Shana!
Shakira.
Okay, so you guys go upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, Lonan, here's your new bow.
A reunion.
And as you go upstairs, you can see that Griffa and Rhiannon are sitting on the bed. Like Rhiannon's knees are tucked up to her chest, as the body is still under the assorted tapestries and furs. Yes, Knack, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a couple of things to know about what's going to happen here.
Okay, you're gonna talk with Oshka.
Yes.
Okay.
I am the only one that can communicate with them, so
Okay.
you'll have to tell me what you would like asked. It can only be one question. I just think it's important for you to know too that this will be kind of, we're more questioning Oshka's memories and not so much who they were as a person. So the personality is not going to be there. You won't notice anything like that.
Okay. Just ask for me. Say Ryuan would like to know what her wishes are for the next chief in the future of the village.
Okay.
We're not used to this sort of abrupt endings. Things tend to cycle a bit more.
Okay, I can do that. It's probably also important that I tell you too that the answers may or may not be truthful. So you'll have to just keep that in mind when you decide what you want to do with what I relate to you.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll trust what she says.
Well, okay. It's what she's saying to me that's important to just keep in mind.
Just do what you need to do.
Okay.
I would like to send her off.
Yes, I can help with that after too.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Well, is everybody ready to begin?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
This is Grippa talking. What you need to do you need to prepare the body in any way?
I don't really think so.
It's not spell wise, it's more flavor wise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just maybe to uncover it so that the body will be able to speak freely and I'll kind of.
Should we hide the face? Put the face back onto her, or?
It's not a face anymore.
I know, but should we put the mask back on?
No.
I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
It looked scary just talking to us like that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Maybe if you're scared, you should look away.
Mm-hmm.
I have to burn some incense too. Would anybody like to hold on to some?
I can.
Okay.
That's okay with everyone else, I guess.
I have more than one stick. Does anybody else want any?
Here, I'll hold up Tenaculum. You can just put them in his back.
I can.
I'll hold them.
Alright.
Thanks, Pippin.
Thought it was a good idea.
I mean, yeah. Okay, let's get started.
So as do you want me to take over or do you want to describe?
You can take over.
Okay. So as Knack passes out the incense sticks, whoever would like to hold them will take one or two in each of their hands and hold them up, as Knack will press his fingers to the tip of each, lighting them. And as the smoke drifts up, and Knack, in a deep, burly dwarvish, begins to chant words of death and rebirth and truth and lies and different things woven together. As Pippin, you will understand the chanting. The smoke will begin to swirl around Oshka's face before, in a sharp motion, almost being inhaled through the cavity in her skull, and her chest will move. And a laborious, smoke-filled breath will exhale. And as you know, the spell has taken hold.
So is she kind of animated at this point?
She isn't moving, but She almost like took a breath
Okay.
with this
Yeah.
smoke.
She's pretty much just laying there and yeah, kind of, yeah.
She hasn't moved. She's not like her head's not moving. She just kind of took the breath.
Ashka, my name is Nak, and I'm here to ask you some questions and then hopefully help you pass on and rest. I'm here on behalf of Ryuin as well as some of my other companions. If you remember from before.
Smoky exhale.
Yes, Ryuin specifically would like to know what you wish for the next chief and what your plans are for the village.
The village is still here, as it has been for longer than my people know. It will continue on without me. Ryuin is back, and she can lead.
Okay, and I'll quickly repeat that. Well, everybody can
Hear. Everyone, yeah. You guys all
Yeah.
hear this creepy, almost distant voice of Oshka speaking, and the skull does move, very slightly, not nearly as much as a normal speech would grant it. But you can tell that most of these words are carried on the smoke.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm sure you, well, our ship was destroyed, and unfortunately, some of us were kidnapped, and we kind of need to leave now quickly. Is there a way that we could perhaps expedite the repairs, or another way that we could leave, that you could share with us?
Ooh, we keep our promises. The ship will be fixed in its time. No other ships come or go typically, not with the exception of yesterday and the visitor.
Okay, as an aside to the party now, so not directed.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you for mentioning it.
Okay. Should I maybe now ask a question about the pirates and how they knew we were here?
Yeah, she mentioned a visitor. What's
Yeah.
that?
She did, yeah.
Well, it's obviously the pirates that visited.
Yeah.
Yeah, but were they expecting the visitor, or?
I mean, as I said before, I think it's really important for us to know some way of. We know that she's not going to be able to expedite or tell us a different way of getting off. So, I don't know how many questions you can ask still.
Three more.
Okay, well, I suppose you can use one of them, but if we use one of the questions now to ask that, and then we run out of questions to ask questions that are important.
Sure. Okay. So
that might be not the greatest idea.
Yeah. Okay.
But everyone should get their opinion in because it's not just my opinion.
Yes, I don't know if you. So you want to ask about the pirates, but what specifically are you going to be asking? Just what were they doing here?
I guess that's true. I mean, does it really matter if anybody sold us out or otherwise? Like,
No,
it's done now at this point.
I don't think it's gonna. The only thing I could see is potentially asking her if there's anything against Blue Bolt that would cause him to want to come back. For example, if she knows something that we don't know, like if we can hold something ransom, in exchange for the rest of the party, including Akana.
How about what if we try to find out because they came as visitors? Do you think they would have said, "Hey, we're visitors from so and so, and we're looking to do this," to trick her? Maybe they slipped up and gave some information of what
That's
they
what
want.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say, ask her why the visitors were here, or what the visitors told her.
Yeah. Or if she knows if they were tracking us, because then
That could give us some information.
Remember, you do only have 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
How much time has passed?
Yeah, you've used about half of that time now.
Okay,
Half
so
this
I'm gonna ask
discussion.
about the god really quickly.
Okay.
Oshka,
Yes.
is there a way that we can communicate with Wizogashi, or perhaps I have a spell? Do you know if that would allow me to commune with them?
Wizogashi
Goski's
does... Sorry. Does not directly tell we, the long-lasting Goshkians, interpret and take their gifts. My memory has none that have spoken to them.
Okay, well,
So that's a
that rules
negative.
that out.
Okay.
No talking with the fish.
I'm gonna
You might as well get the questions about the.
yeah, okay. This visitor that you mentioned, well, they took some of our friends. Do you know why they came here? Like, did they give a story or something that allowed them to stay here to infiltrate?
The woman, Ophire,
That's the...
was deceptive at first. A wayward soul, she said. But before she took my identity, she laughed
Creepy.
and told me she would take more from myself and the visitors below.
Aside very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna ask if they were tracking us at all as well, and that'll be it. I think that's the best information we can get now.
Either
Do
that
it.
or where they took.
Yeah.
Like, where they were going. If she
Yeah.
knows any idea of where they went.
That
Yeah.
would be
What's more important? Quick vote, loaded.
Where they went.
where they're going.
Okay, that's what we're going with.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So this is this is the first time I've done this. So just in case I don't get to say goodbye after, please just know that I will do my best to put you to rest. But I would like to know if you know where they were headed.
I shared more than I should have. Deception was her goal. She laughed when she learned you were here. I had told her your destination from the logs of your captain. And with a final heave of smoke, the breathing in her chest will stop, and the corpse of Oshka will become still once more.
So we don't really know where they're going.
But they know where we're going.
And it also sounds like they weren't really tracking us because
She was surprised
Yeah.
to find out that we were
surprised that we
here.
were here.
I think
yeah,
that was-
so
By chance.
yeah.
But if they know where we're going or where we want to go,
We'll
there's a
see
chance
them.
that they might go there to
Yeah.
get the rest of us.
Yep.
They don't know that we know that they know.
They
But
don't
now-
know. You're right. They don't know that we know that they know.
I think we have the
Wait.
upper leg in this race.
So where? Sorry, what?
That's such a loaded answer. I love it. Okay, amazing.
So they know because of the logs from Akano
Yes.
Yeah.
where we're heading to, and what if we just don't go there? I'm so
Well,
then
we
we'll
have to go
be
there.
stuck here forever.
Yeah.
we have to go there anyway.
And we want to get Erie, so if they're going where we're going, and we know
There's
they're
a
going, we can
chance.
plan a trap. Or
which is the Tower of.
Well,
Rest.
I don't know if
Rest,
we can
yeah.
plant a trap because they're probably
gonna beat us
gonna
there.
get there
They'll
before
be there
us.
first.
However, they will probably have a trap for us, so at least hopefully we won't be caught unawares.
True.
Yes.
We have to be vigilant.
Yes.
Vigilant as always.
Yeah.
So, I guess that answers what we're going to be doing then. Focus on getting the ship prepared, and then preparing ourselves for
That voyage.
possible battles along the way.
Ryu,
Yes.
I don't mean to question you in your time of grief. I understand what it's like to lose a loved one, but do you have any idea how long it will take for our ship to be repaired? How long do we have to prepare before we can get out of here?
Well, it'll be quite a few cycles, I'm sure.
What
But-
is this cycle exactly?
Oh, it's just the amount of time it takes for Wazowgoski to do a time cycle within their body. So
So-
we track time.
Oh.
Let's
time.
say you're gonna go to sleep and get a full nice rest. Not sleep in too much, but like the perfect amount of sleep. How many cycles would that be?
It would be one cycle, preferably.
Okay. And how many cycles do you think it'll take till our ship is fixed?
Probably at least 3 dozen.
3
Whoa.
dozen.
So
So that's 8 hours times 36.
That's not actually that many.
Griff,
It's 12
how many days
12.
is that?
It's 12 days.
Thank you.
Prime days.
Are you
I thought
asking
you were-
her to do your science and math questions now?
When it's quicker.
She
Maybe
doesn't
you should
write.
just take her to the tower of rest instead of me!
Isn't that the? I mean, not instead of
Pippin,
you, but-
this is not the time. Thank you very much for doing that for Ryuan, and I'm sure for yourselves, but you mentioned that you would be helping with the burial.
Oh yes, I can do that. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know the customs of these people. I'll let Ryuan guide you, but I think we should do that now.
Yeah.
I agree. It is... Oshka has laid here for far too long. I'm unsure what to do with the mask.
The mask? Would you like us to
this-
take it? I'm interested. I'd like to identify it.
I don't think it's her face anymore. I think it is cruel to send it off.
Here, hand it to me.
And it is like a large-ish. It's bigger than your guys' faces because they originally had fit a large orangutan Simate's face. And it belongs to a large gorilla Simate. So it is a large porcelain mask, and it has some very, very intricate, smooth details of Oshka on it, except the eyes are hollow.
Because they're
That-
eye holes.
They're eye holes. They literally lead back to the back of it, and the inside of it is like a pinky red, almost like flesh, but it is also that very smooth
Cool.
material.
Alright.
Yeah, very
I'll-
porcelain-like.
I'll take a look at this after, thank you. You're free now to do whatever funeral rites are required.
Of course. What did you said you could do something? Is there something you would like to do before the villagers and I take
Oh yeah,
her
you're a
away?
cleric. Can you do like last rites or something?
I can do that. Yeah.
It wouldn't be the rights of our people, but you have met her, and sadly her face was used to deceive the two of you, so I think that anything that you could give would be appreciated.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe just for the group of us here, I can just perform this quickly.
Okay.
So I'll just cast kind of thematically, but also
Yeah.
to use the spell ceremony.
Do you have the silver for that?
Oh no, I do not.
No. So you can just do like a classic rites.
Not spell, sir.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, I can do that. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I can take an hour. and make 1 gold and 5 silver pieces into silver powder.
It's up to you.
I'll just do the right.
Okay.
Just to like general, not use the spell. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, everyone will leave briefly and come back with a dozen other Simates who will lead her, who will pick up Oshka as Raymond leads them out. If you guys choose to follow, you will see that they wrap Oshka's body in a variety of like fungal strips that they collected from the god before pushing her into the endless sky off of the
Oh my goodness.
off of the edge, and they just sit cross-legged in like vigil.
As is tradition.
Yep.
Well, guys, we got 12 days before our ship's ready to go.
I think I'm gonna focus on my wyvern for a while, if that's okay with you guys, and I appreciate.
I'm sure that you need to take care of it. So.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got time to kill.
Mhm.
Does anyone else have any projects they want to do?
Speaking of, we're gonna do a little bit of downtime stuff, and we'll start with Gray.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought,
no.
well, can't we discuss it in character
You can
first?
just- yeah.
Okay.
understand.
What's everyone's plan? What's on the agenda?
Well,
Hmm.
oh, great. I guess you can go ahead.
We'll start with Gray can say his ideas first because
Yeah.
Gray went last.
Gray, I
last
want
time.
you to tell us. We're going to do a little sharing circle.
Yeah, we're gonna chat about this first. I think I might spend my time praying and
God, that
You
sounds
know,
horrible.
He did have a
Paladin,
he did
you
have
know?
a pretty big religious
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
earlier.
yeah, I literally talked to my
Yeah.
god and I danced with another one. Listen, I'm pretty holy.
I don't concern myself with that
But
sort of thing.
yeah, I'm gonna be doing some praying, and I want to talk to Griffa and get some more information out of her about Earth and shit. I mean stuff. And
Well, I don't even know what you're asking.
I want to find out why she doesn't like Earth. I want to push deeper into
the
that.
prime material.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
prime. Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah. Our
He's like,
plan.
why don't you like dirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to the plane of Earth.
Yeah.
But after I press more questions into that and then pray, I'll help out anybody else.
Okay.
Go around the village and do good deeds and stuff.
Okay. So we can roleplay that after, so we know what you want to do.
So Knack will, at the appropriate time, which is when there is the most people working on our ship.
Yep. At one time, the most is about 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would go and give them a motivational speech to try and expedite the repair process
Okay.
by casting motivational speech.
What?
Yeah, it's a spell.
Oh my god, is that from Acquisitions Incorporated?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
Yeah. So
Are those spells allowed?
I will allow it.
it's literally more of a. I prepared it anyway.
It is way. They're
it's
way, more
flavor.
flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
okay with them, especially because it's a clerical spell, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's honestly more of like a roleplay thing than anything because
Yeah.
the actual advantage is like 5 temporary hit points or something. So, but anyway, it's
You-
just yeah.
So, what kind of
Yeah.
speech do you want to give?
A motivational one.
Yeah, tell me. What are you saying? What is Max saying to these workers, these laborers, these brothers?
My union brothers and sisters.
Oh, thank goodness. Should I make this like super like socialist?
Yes.
No.
Solidarity.
No, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They start a strike. Takes more than 12 days.
It would be more of like
They want fair pay.
like just a general thanks and an appeal to their kind of sense of family and how we lost one of our members or one of the members of our family. Well, a couple of them, but because of the ship's crew as well, and just that their continued hard work will see us to their eventual rescue.
Okay, and they will, tears in their eyes, will give a small clap before resuming their efforts, and they seem a little emboldened, at least for the day, minimum for the day.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, that would pretty much be it for me for now.
Yeah.
I would spend some time in prayer as well,
Yeah.
resting, and maybe just have some available time in case anything else comes up.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Does that speed up the time? Like when he's like inspiring them, does that? Make
No,
does that
not
just make
technically. It was just like a good speech. Maybe like by a couple hours.
Okay.
Like but not like
Good speech.
substantial. You know, like maybe like instead of on the 13th day, you can leave on the 12th day now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of write down a journal, learning about the wyvern, just to kind of like track, like, okay, it's feeding time,
Yep.
to kind of like give myself a little bit more time in between to do other things.
Okay.
Because obviously my main focus is, keep it fed. I'm gonna try not to use my rations, and I'm hoping to talk to Shigerin to find out where the meat was stored, because I'm sure not all of the meat got destroyed. So I want to find out where that is, and potentially try to dry more of it, so then that way it lasts longer, because I'm sure it's probably on its way out as it is.
The whale meat's actually salted.
Oh, it is.
So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah.
So then in that case, then I want to try to get as much of that as I can, at least not necessarily on me, but like maybe I want to kind of keep it inside of the snow globe. Like I want to start putting stuff in the snow globe and like talking to Pippin about that as well too.
Okay. So on your downtime, you can talk to Shigerin, and he will bring you to a larger, like lower structure in the village that is a type of warehouse. And you can, when he leads you in, you can see a lot of their own food stores between the fungus that they dry and cook and the dander of the god that they also eat.
Well, while I'm in there, can I find out if the dander from their god will work as well too?
It is neat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then I will also want to find out if this is where they store the potion that kind of wakes, not potion, but that material that wakes you up.
They don't have that there, but they do have the rest of your materials. They have a lot of it. A lot of the crates were destroyed, but a lot of the material luckily was still intact. So they had put it into like shallow crates that they had made from assorted scattered goods. So the majority, about 90% of the cargo of gifted variety is still intact.
And I'm assuming they're like planning to relocate it back to the ship after. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll grab as much of that meat as I can, and like day by day, like while feeding, I'm gonna like try to like not obviously take it all at once, but I'm gonna try to not. I'm gonna leave most of it there as well too, but a decent amount of it in the snow globe for safekeeping.
Yep.
And then kind of like share like all of my information, like my findings of how the wyvern's acting per day, like with Pippin as well too. And I also want to kind of like be in contact with Knack a lot about maybe how we're gonna go about trying to find my innocence.
Okay, so that we can roleplay at a different time.
Yes.
That can be more of a different thing, just because
that's
they're
fine.
doing downtime. That's more of a roleplay thing. What you notice for the wyvern, though, is that the wyvern right now is only awake for probably about like maybe an hour or two at a time.
Okay.
In which points they move like very energetically and eat ravenously before sleeping for your estimate is about 2 days at a time.
Oh, so just like sleeps for 2 days.
Yeah,
So,
after being awake for only a few hours.
Like
And
a
by the
snack.
end of the 12, about the end of the 12 days, you notice that the wyvern has about doubled in size already.
Oh,
wow.
So originally they were about the size of a, what's a good like descriptor? They're the size of like a small house cat. Probably only like a very quite a small, like bigger than a kitten, but like a small house cat. And now they're about the size of like a corgi at this point.
Cool.
Yeah, well, taller of course, but like that is about the length and like dimension of them. They are still very like bony thin, but you can see that there's leaf and muscle that is beginning to form
Does
and appear underneath its skin.
does it have a corgi butt?
No,
The little heart or whatever.
no, but you can tell that its stinger has grown about probably 2 or 3 inches, so
I
it has
wanna
now
make-
protruded into an actual tail.
I want to make like for the stinger. I want to like if it's like dripping or like to that point where it's like not developed like any venom, but I want to kind of like share that with Pippin. But I also want to make kind of like a stinger cap.
You would have the tools to do that
with
yourself.
neck.
Okay,
A
if
big
not,
core coming.
So we
Yeah.
have like a little cap that like we can put on and take off like maybe during battle.
Yeah, like a sauce.
That way I'm not like sitting there feeding him and he's just like stinging me in like the chest or something.
It's just like
Yeah, I can do that. I will also spend 3 of my divinities over the 12 days to make the arrows for him as well.
okay.
Right.
So you will have you can add 30 arrows, normal,
Okay.
not barbed, to your inventory,
Okay.
as well as And you have to remember about everything Knack makes. The arrows are like made out of like plywood.
Not even, they're like sticks. Like,
Yeah.
like not even straight.
Yeah, and you're like, how did
the Robin Hood movie.
everything looks bad. The court cap is basically like just a ball of wax.
Yeah.
But again, Knack, you think you did a great job. Everything was fantastic.
Are these arrows going to cause me grief?
Nope.
Okay.
They're perfectly functional. They just look like
crap.
terrible. Oh my god, yeah.
The craftsmanship is.
You
not
pick it up
there.
and like you get a splinter from it.
Okay.
And like they look rough.
Okay.
Yeah. But by the end, so the wyvern is being awake a little bit more by the end of the 12 days, and is only sleeping for about a day and a half now. Between its waking and ravenous feeding, and it is eating less. So originally, for most of the day, it was eating about 2 rations worth. At this point, it has lowered down to a ration and a half now.
Okay, so amongst the group, can I say that I've kind of distributed more rations of the whale meat to each other, or is it basically, or am I only?
The whale meat is like in the hole. You can take what you need, and you can ask the Goskians if you can take more of their. The Gosk.
Yeah, I'd like to like leave a lot of the whale meat because that's gonna go on the boat with us, right?
The whale meat's for you guys to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be eating all that stuff, so I would like to like get the Goskies to like allow me to be okay with taking some of their
Roll
stuff.
a persuasion check.
Okay.
Not gonna happen.
A nat one?
Yeah.
Oh.
You
So-
somehow offended them.
They
like,
are
Jesus Christ.
hesitant to give you anything just because they have been very, very generous already in repairing your ship and all this. So as of right now, you don't really you get maybe 3 rations worth of it. You don't get a lot to bring with you.
Whatever I get, I'm gonna store it in the snow globe anyways.
Okay.
For now, and then I'll just continue to use the whale meat for now.
Okay. So next up is Bree.
So I would like to spend some time discussing Griffa coming with us.
Yes. So this can actually be at the same time if you don't mind talking with Bree. At the same time as Gray's conversation. So you and Gray can be together in this.
We kind of like team up and
so you have
about it.
cornered Griffa. Not really cornered. She's not hostile towards you guys at all. She's just kind of aloof.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys managed to catch her when she's not with Ryuin at some point. They seem to be very close. So ask your questions. What you would like to ask.
So are you going to be okay with leaving this group of people? I know that you have some connections here now.
Ryuin is important to me for a lot of reasons, but the eclectic is it's very important. I swore an oath to them, and as much as the mission has gone awry because of that blasted aboleth, I would like to keep that promise, and I would like to help the people of the plane of Earth that I was meant to help.
How long ago were you supposed to be there?
Oh, it's very hard to tell. I would need to speak with another member to tell what the astral year is.
And then, yeah, I mean, if I was to get a message back from the other Gith that I met in this plane, maybe he could tell you. Maybe he can give you some information. Would he know if you were to go to a mission?
He would have information. He would at least be able to tell me how long I've been gone for.
Okay. And now, when we get to the Tower of Rest, are you coming to the plane of our plane? Or
I sadly must enter the prime material. Yes.
So when you get there, does somebody get a warning saying, "Oh, you're here"? Or
why would someone have that? No, I just don't like the prime material. I'll have to do some research. I'm sure there's someone I can talk to who knows how to planarly travel in that prime.
I might even know somebody might know somebody.
See, then if you can give me tell me where I can contact them at. I would be very grateful. Because I have to move on to the plane of water is next. And then I can get to the plane of earth from there, and then everything will flow and be perfect, and I'll be where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we really appreciate your help in all of this.
Yeah, of course. Is there anything else that you need to ask? I am quite busy. I would like to spend as much time with Ryuin as I can before we have to leave. I believe it's only a few more days.
Yeah. It's not going to be too long, so definitely take the time that you need to be together. I'm sure she wants to be with you.
She needs time acclimating to a leadership role in the way she is.
And just to double check, I know you were there during the during the conversation with Ashka there. So you know that they know where we're going and everything. Are you going to be available to help us in combat or anything while we're doing that? I know you're going to be sailing and everything. Can you aid us?
I
in
will
any way?
assist where I can. I know that you have seen my combat prowess.
Yes.
She's a sorcerer.
Only
Yes.
have so much at my disposal. I divert a lot of my time and a lot of my energy and all of my learnings to knowledge and the assertion and conservation of it. So I can do the blast of ice and certain other things, but it is limited. But I will assist where I can.
Yes. Very good.
Well, if there's
I think
anything
that's
else,
everything.
well, thank you. I appreciate asking and confirming. Just planning is very important. I will speak with Lockymel and Nanimel, I believe. Someone said their names were.
Yes.
When they awaken, I believe that the potion will be enough will be brewed soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, the two of you.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want to do on your downtime?
The rest of the time, really, I think I'll just spend at the ship.
Okay.
And what I was thinking I would do is actually just play music
okay.
for the crew that are working, just as like a way of uplifting them a little bit, because it is asking a lot. They also just lost their leader, so they're going through a lot. So just to show my like appreciation.
Roll me a performance check, and you can roll with advantage because you are proficient in the tool of an instrument.
That's so funny. I rolled the same both times.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So like a jaunty working class tune.
I'm just imagining like a harmonica,
it's
right?
still a 23 though.
That's still amazing, right? So, you over the course of a few days, you are very similar to what Nak was doing. His motivational speech. Your bout of music was able to motivate and kind of lift their spirits in the same way and pull them out of that. Well, Nak's kind of like got an emotional horror where they were like, we understand and like we're like kin and we want to help you a lot. Yours kind of lifts their spirits and kind of makes them forget for a moment that there is that grief. So you also do assist, but between you and Nak, you guys actually will shave a full day and a half off of the repair times between the speech and between the music. So instead of 12 days, it will be 10 and a half.
Well, now I can't do what I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'll sing a bunch of Disney tunes to them as I say. Make way.
Let it go.
Oh, well,
Did.
add another 3 days. No kidding.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna
Oh, no.
I'm gonna sabotage the work process so it takes even longer.
All of a sudden, the material goes missing.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, I have some questions. So first, are we staying in the dead chief lady's house?
Ryuan has moved into Oshka's old dwelling and has allowed you to stay in the foyer on the assortment of like rugs and furs and tapestries.
Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs to the little alchemy station they've set up where the
Yeah.
potions are being made, and I'm gonna see if I can like expedite the process of the potions.
Okay.
But I also want to look around in the materials because I have some raw potion ingredients. I have 2 dried salamanders.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I can make a fire breathing potion with them.
Whoa.
Yeah, there is general. It's
Is there
different.
enough? I need raw materials too. Like
Roll
I
me
have.
investigation.
What?
Oh man, use that. That's pretty good.
Okay. That is a 22.
22. So with your investigation, you actually do manage to find some of Oshka's notes. And you can tell that Oshka was a very junior artificer of sorts, an alchemist.
Nice writing.
She had found it's a pretty
Very
actually
nice
easy
handwriting.
hand. It's very strange. You guys haven't seen you haven't seen
Yeah, I was
Orin
gonna say.
written very often. So Pippin, you're not able to read this on your own. So you would need to ask assistance in order to decipher it. Because the bug in your head does not translate text. It only like helps you speak and understand spoken RN.
Sure.
So I'm like, if you can ask just anyone, Ryuan.
I'll find that little boy,
the
the little kid to come and help me. He'll
Yeah.
be my like lab assistant.
Okay.
For the
So
giant.
they will, with labored speech, will you ask them their name finally?
No.
No. Okay. The
don't-
small
I
child
don't care about
who
that.
doesn't even offer. They don't even seem like phased by
Yeah,
it.
I'll let him hold Tenaculum.
Oh my god, they will sit on Tenaculum like it's like not like they're not big. It's like a cushion. It's like a beanbag, right?
Yeah, he's like a airplane.
Because he's
pillow.
small, right? The little Sime child
Oh,
is
that's
small
important.
enough that like Tenaculum's like a beanbag for them.
Okay, I'll allow him to sit on him for me. helps
Or
him.
if not, if you're upset, then he'll wear him as a hat.
No. I just won't ask him his name because he did that.
Okay. So he will, with a little bit of like labored, like reading, because they are a little bit more basic. They will read out Oshka's notes to you, and Oshka will. It's actually most of it is just like it's a couple simple recipes. Oshka's figured out on her own how to make the potion from Goski's skin.
Gross.
They have figured out how to make a simple health potion using some of the supplies, and they actually made a inventory of all of the supplies they have from foraging and from Goski themselves.
Okay.
There aren't a lot of specialty items. It is listed. There is one that is called. You don't recognize the name. It is something that she has probably named herself.
What'd she call it?
She called it Continent Sprig.
Continent.
Continent, like the floating continent.
Oh.
The broken continent. The Continent Sprig.
Okay.
And it is clearly labeled separately from the rest of the stuff. And you find 2 sprigs of that.
Okay, I'm gonna take those and
Yep.
put them
And
in
then
my
you
bag.
can see that she has a decent amount of other supplies that are listed in a different section that seem to just be general potion supplies.
Okay, I'm going to raid her supply,
Yeah.
and I'm going to, if I can, use both of my dried salamanders to make 2 fire-breathing potions.
Okay. So you don't know how much gold's worth it is, and it would be hard for you to figure that out on yourself. You can try to roll if you'd like.
To figure out how much gold worth of supplies she has?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be able to identify that?
It'll just be difficult. You have to roll for it.
Alright, what am I rolling?
You can roll an intelligence check.
Oh. Well, 17?
17. So with your check, you can tell that she has about 85 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not even close to what I need.
Oh, I thought I was giving you a lot.
No, I can't make my potions.
No? How
No.
much do you need?
I need 100 gold to make 1.
Then she has 135 gold
Oh.
pieces. Because you rolled really well on your investigation check.
Okay, I
Yeah.
found some under the table. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't...
In the toilet.
I'm like,
What
this
is that?
isn't potpourri. This is potion ingredients. Okay, so I'll grab up whatever I can, and I'll be able to make 1
Yep, fire breathing potion.
fire breathing potion.
Nice.
And
And so you can add 35 gold pieces to your gold, plus 1 fire breathing potion, plus the 2 continent sprigs.
Okay, and then I want to. So, can I get my hands on some of this fish stander?
100%. It's just you guys have probably been eating it
It's in the air.
for a while.
Okay, this might be a little. This might be a little bit far fetched. So I want to take my Montello's Codex, which I've had open in front of me this whole time I've been making all these potions.
Yeah.
And I want to take some of the fish dander, and then in my bag I actually have some plants that I harvested off of the other god we wrote on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put that there, and then I want to go through the book and see if I can make these like god chunks into anything, like a potion or like some sort of ointment.
We'll talk about this off stream for this one because this is over the course of it's a lot of investigation, so it's gonna be a lot of dialogue. Of me
Yeah,
telling
I
you
can roll
information.
with
You can roll
advantage.
with advantage right now for both of them, and then so this is for the god flesh.
What am I rolling?
It is
Nature.
you want to see if you're making potions or Arcana?
Arcana. So the first one was 26.
Okay, and roll the second one with advantage. Write those down. By the way.
The other one was 25.
Okay, so write those down.
Big brain.
Okay, and we'll talk about this later.
Okay, then. Sorry, at the end.
No, that's all you get.
No, I know. This is like a role playing thing that I wanted to do.
Okay.
I want to approach Lonan.
Okay, then approach Lonan.
Boys, that's so long.
Lonan.
Yes, Pippin?
What are you doing? I've just been in the potion making room all day. I'm a little sweaty. Sorry. I wanted to talk with you.
Sure, about.
Remember, I wanted to talk with you the other day. You never came and talked to me.
Oh, that's. I've been so preoccupied with this wagon that I just kind of forgot everything going on.
I know, but I made you that bow, and I thought you would come and talk to me after.
I appreciate it so much. It looks so much more shiny on the outside. I don't know exactly what you've done to it, but...
Well, it's really complicated and technical. I wouldn't expect you to understand. But why I wanted to talk with you was because I've been thinking a lot about what you said the other day, the day that Erie was taken, about how you don't want to come home with us when we get back.
The thing is, if I go back to the plane that we were before, and I'm still wanted, why would I go back to, being in hiding all my life?
Do you want to stay here on the plane of air?
I don't. I want to go back to where I was before and be free.
What about us? What about the Undertons? What about me?
No, of course I care about you guys, but it's just that
Do you want to leave us?
No, I don't want to leave. I just don't want to be chased after because I've been targeted for, genocide that I did not actually commit. So
Well, what do you want to do?
Regicide.
Sorry, regicide.
Yeah, you committed a genocide.
It's like, what?
Yeah, what
Bree just
Just
writing.
walks in. Excuse me.
This is a
That
private.
was not in the song.
This is a private conversation, Bree.
I did not kill. As I mentioned before, I did not kill.
I know.
The
But
Lord
Lona,
there, but
are you gonna come back with us?
as I said, I want to go back with you, but if I don't find a way to get my innocence out there, I don't believe I.
Well, we're not even on that plane. We're probably not gonna find a way to make you innocent in the plane of air. We have to figure that out back on the material plane. But if you're not gonna come back with us, we won't be able to.
Well, I mean, it seems pretty good now that I can actually perhaps have Knack speak to the Lord Elliot.
Merchant
Elliot.
King. Sorry, Merchant King Elliot.
Merchant King Elliot. I mean, because at this point, if we can potentially harvest some more information about what happened that night, then potentially I could stay there. We have to think about things before we go back. I don't want us to just go back and then me be in hiding again, because it's I'm kind of at putting the entire party at risk at that point.
Yeah, I know. So does that mean you're gonna come back with us?
At this point, yes, I would like to come back with you.
Okay, good. That's what my concern was. All right, I'm gonna give you a hug now, Lonan.
All right, I'll have you back. On the inside, though, I was contemplating.
Okay. So, with that, you guys finish off the now 10.5 days. About halfway through, the draught was brewed enough to wake up Lockymel and Nanimel simultaneously, and they were quite grief-stricken at their lost sister and father, but they have now returned to a semblance of their perky, fun-loving selves, and have been talking with Griffa at an extended amount of time about piloting and steering and functioning the ship. Just the three of them, and they have agreed that it is quite possible. So we will end tonight's session with this the now 8 of you aboard Gift of Variety. Ryuan and a group of the other Simates, including a lot of the workers that Knack and Bree had spoken to, including Shigerin and the small child, as they wave you off, as they cut ties from the large settlement that is connected to Wazogoski. The engines of Gifted of Variety were to life, and you guys are once again setting sail.
Is it kind of like that scene from Game of Thrones where, like, at the end of season 1, where, like, at the very end, like, the dragon's, like, flying in the sky?
Yes, except it's the ship. No, wait.
Oh.
Wyvern. No, yes.
Yeah, the Wyvern, yeah.
He has, yes. The Fendril has taken flight for the first time.
Yeah.
As you guys are leaving this
Yeah.
new
So the
strange
scene, like,
port.
cuts with, like, the crow or the caw of, like, the Wyvern. Just like,
Yeah, that,
you know,
this giant mob. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of All Fun and Dice. Fantastic 33rd episode. Thank you so much to all of our fantastic players. You guys
Happy
did an
birthday,
awesome
Rachel,
job.
aka Erie.
Yes, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
She's not here
Rachel.
currently, but hopefully she will be back soon.
Should we sing it? I'm just kidding.
No.
No.
If you guys would like
She's
to
not
keep
even
up with us
watching.
past the episodes, you can join Travis's fantastic Discord. There should be a link below in the About section. You can catch up on any episodes that you missed, either on Spotify or on YouTube at All Fun and Games.
Mhm.
You can follow us on Instagram at All Fun and Dice, or you can follow Travis on Twitter at Fun and Games TV. I want to thank you guys all again for hanging out with us, and don't forget to
Stick
around.
Yay.
Pew, pew, pew.